intended to review potentially wasteful spending.
It is the responsibility of this president and this administration to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars.
Top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer calls the decision lawless, dangerous, destructive, cruel, and illegal, and is urging the Budget Committee to put a hold on President Trump's nominee to lead the Office of Management and Budget.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Well, despite the White House reassurances, New York Attorney General Letitia James says she and other Democratic state attorneys general will sue over the pause on grants and loans. James says 20 states have been frozen out of Medicaid reimbursement systems. A bipartisan call in the Senate for more information on the firing of multiple government watchdogs, inspectors general, who provide oversight of federal agencies. The Republican chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Chuck Grassley, and the panel's top Democrat asking President Trump to immediately provide substantive rationale, also noting federal law requires 30 days notice of those firings. The White House sending a message on illegal immigration.
To foreign nationals who are thinking about trying to illegally enter the United States, think again. Under this president, you will be detained and you will be deported.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt in her first White House briefing defending the beginning of a promised mass deportation as some city officials and immigrant rights advocates question the tactics being used and who is being targeted. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
How much it could warm up. 46 degrees and sunny in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar is clear. Low of 32 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Tired of the Indiana cold? Well, it's going to warm up later this week.
Maybe even approaching 50 by the end of the work week into the weekend. So definitely much warmer than we had been seeing earlier in January.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says rain is possible Thursday into Friday, but he doesn't expect anything severe. It's getting more expensive to maintain the roads you drive on. A bill being considered at the State House could raise your food delivery bill by 50 cents. All to help fund travel infrastructure.
And I just find it hard to believe that 50 cents on top of those fees would be cumbersome. I've heard that, I will hurt food deserts.
Republican Jim Pressel is who wrote the bill, which he believes could have raised nearly $200 million for road repairs by next year. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Departments could be joining a program that lets local police help enforce federal immigration laws.
The officer in the street is not going to be asking if they're here legally or not. It's when someone is arrested and brought here, then that process will start.
Chief Deputy John Lowe said Monday that if approved, the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office would be the first in Indiana to join this program, which allows ICE to give local law enforcement the green light on specific immigration enforcement duties. And you've heard of drugs like weed, cocaine, and even pain medications being used recreationally, but what about laughing gas? Sasha Nixon reports on a recent trend that's no laughing matter.
While nitrous oxide has clinical and medicinal purposes, such as sedating patients, it can also be used to intoxicate or create a high, but applying it in this way is illegal. Unfortunately, many convenience stores are apparently selling nitrous oxide to people who wish to abuse it. The Indiana Alcohol and Tobacco Commission says Indiana State Excise Police have discovered an alarming trend of this activity. So to address this issue, the commission recently issued notice to more than 8,000 tobacco sellers in the state. Sasha Nixon, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the ARTIS robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
The traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Good afternoon, Matt Bear.
Good afternoon, Harrison. East side, northbound 465 at Penn Pike. A crash is reported. No delay there. And on the northeast side, eastbound 465, stop and go traffic from Allisonville Road 269. Traffic sponsored by the Tile Shop. Pros get more at the Tile Shop. More selection like new wood and vinyl flooring options for every budget. More perks and more service like free curbside pickup. Start getting more at the Tile Shop. Visit your local showroom today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine today, a bright, beautiful day, but it is going to be a bit gusty at times with those winds near 20 and 25 miles per hour. Highs today are 44. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters
They're weirdos.
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason and Hammer right over there. Also live in studio with us, very special guest, Governor Mike Braun. In with us again, Governor. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Got into this new job not too long ago, and we've done a lot. I've always described the Senate as being a place where you have to slow your metabolism down and take so long to get from here to there. And when I think of what we've accomplished in just a few weeks, campaigned on all of it, and where I can do it through executive order, that's mostly fixing things administratively. Been doing it, and then I think the thing that I'm looking most forward to is it's a legislature that even somewhat on both sides of the aisle when it comes to health care reform, which is a big plank in what I ran on, but generally it's a supermajority, served with most of them back in 15, 16, and 17, and we're already talking and collaborating in a way that I don't think that's happened in a good while.
Wow.
So that's good news for those who were concerned about property taxes, because what we had heard leading up to this General Assembly session was there were some folks that were all in. They want to do what your vision is, Governor. But there were some older guard folks that might not be as on board. So you're telling me the communication's been pretty good, specifically when it comes to property tax?
When your Senate Bill 1, and that's property taxes, and that's generally the chamber where things die, that doesn't mean we won't wrestle a little bit, because I campaigned and made it very simple. Things got out of hand. Local jurisdictions, I was on our own school board for 10 years. Governments and school districts didn't exercise in their own taxing authorities, taking rates down to cover inflation. They did not do that. Most kept them up the same or lowered them a little, and then campaigned to their own constituents that, hey, we held the line on tax rates. Well, assessed values went through the ceiling. So my focus is on the bill that we pay, and to cap it going forward at a level of robust economic growth, which is 3%, and for others at 2%, reset it, especially for the homeowners that have the toughest time paying the property taxes, entry-level homeowners and retirees. And then if you want more money beyond that, do it with high transparency through a referendum. Make the case, do it in a high traffic election, not an off year. And I think we then can fix property taxes from not doing what they did over the last 3 to 4 years.
And I think one of the things that I know we've talked about, I've heard Rob Kendall talk about, is I know it's early, but we're seeing some backbone. We're seeing some fight out of our elected leaders, because so often in the past when township folks or teachers would come down, everybody would get scared and everybody would cave. We're not seeing that right now. We're seeing some backbone, and it's refreshing.
Well, I think, too, I heard it for 2 years, and I don't want to give Rob too much credit.
Please don't.
Because I'm sure he
Please
will.
don't.
We're not expecting that.
No.
We're not expecting you to do that at all.
But he was loud on the issue. And, of course, I'm staying here when I'm in the Indy area, listening to the shows, all of them. And I heard it for 2 years. It's such a tough thing to get done right, to correct it. There will be legislators that are going to be sympathetic towards the jurisdictions that should have exercised a little more responsibility for their own taxpayers. So what we end up with, hopefully, is going to be something that resets it, caps it going forward, and makes it difficult to sneak in a referendum if you want more. And I think we've probably then addressed the three areas that needed to be spruced up on property taxes.
You mentioned when you lived here, when you were a senator, when you were back and forth. Are you in the governor's mansion yet?
Well, yes.
Because the only reason I'm asking, and we can get to property taxes, we can get to the state of the state, we can get to executive orders. I want to know if there's like a gubernatorial beer fridge and what's it's stocked with. You know, those are the kinds of things that are on my mind right now,
well,
Governor.
Maybe I need to have you guys up there and see how we can maybe stock it.
A consultant, a beer fridge consultant for the governor's mansion?
We will arrive on Beer Force 1, and we will absolutely help you out, Mr.
And
Governor.
the place has just got so much expanse to it to where we could do it outside in comfortable months, plenty of room inside. But it was last Tuesday and Wednesday that I stayed there. And
they switch out the mattresses, right? You ain't sleeping on the same mattress that Holcomb was for the past 8 years.
No,
right?
they did that, and
Okay.
no bed bugs that I've noticed. But this was the funny part. Maureen stayed with me on Tuesday evening, and this is an old building in places. And all I can tell you is I tried to find management and maintenance, the folks that run the residence.
Sure.
And my question was, do you have any space heaters?
Oh, man, yeah.
So the one place in the upstairs where you'd spend a lot of your time, it was part of the old building. And from my observation, it didn't have any outflow of heat. It was just returns.
Sure.
And it needed a space heater. And of course, I was there again last night. And I'll be there Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.
I can take you to Lowe's if you need the space heater.
Well, they actually
we
had...
could get you.
Nigel just pulls up in the governor's mansion, honks.
Yeah. They had some in the basement, so I'm using them.
All right. Right on.
Governor Mike Braun joining us in studio here. So tomorrow, the first State of the State address under your leadership here in Indiana. Any extra pressure for this one? Because this one might set the tone for, the first year, the first term. This is the first look at you being the governor for a lot of people. Any extra pressure?
So it will be, if you listen to the inaugural address, just putting some meat on the bones, going into detail, certain legislation that state reps and senators are carrying that dovetail with what our agenda has been. It'll be it'll be longer than the inaugural speech, but short by most State of the State speeches. I'm one that believes in keeping it short and to the point and clear with the message. But the first thing I did was reorganize the whole state executive side of government. It was a sprawling organizational chart where there were so many different agencies, and it was broad. I brought it in to where there are 8 key verticals, now led by secretaries that report directly to me. It's going to make it so much more efficient. It's going to enable, actually, agency employees, people that work on the line, if they got a good idea, to make sure that it's going to get to someone that's going to give it a real look and authority. And I've instructed the 8 cabinet heads that are over policy areas to make sure that any good idea, I hear about it. So it's going to be a state government that's going to be agile, transparent, and responsive. And then we've tried to do executive orders each week that reinforce it. And that's what we've been doing in these first, I guess now 3 weeks.
So I would imagine property tax, like we talked about, is going to be a big part of the address tomorrow. But what about ICE? We're hearing more and more about states getting involved with what Donald Trump's doing with illegal immigration. Already here in Indiana, the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department has said they're going to open up a little section that's willing to help. What are your thoughts?
I saw a statement you just recently put out, I believe, on social media.
An executive order.
Yeah.
So the first week was about streamlining the government, making it responsive and efficient. The second week had a lot of healthcare stuff in it, because that's going to be an industry that we've got to reform, or Bernie Sanders is going to be running it someday. And then we had the DEI component, to where we took that out of play. I'm all for those ideas of diversity, equality of opportunity, inclusiveness, just not contrived government outcomes doing it. That's why that was merit, effectiveness, and innovation, excellence. So here, I put a statement out to dovetail with what the president ran on. His number one issue was the border. Economy was screwed up too, and that was along with it. But my executive order just said the state of Indiana is going to reinforce everything they are doing to get the worst first out of here, and make sure, exactly, because that's, what they've been calling it.
And that's key, because there's so much misinformation about this. You turn on any of the other news networks, they're making it sound like ICE agents are dragging kids by their hair down the hall of a school, and that's not happening. That's not who they're going for.
In the press conference I did after that executive order, of course, everyone was trying to tease that stuff out. That's not happening in Indiana. We're not Illinois or some of the other states that have declared themselves sanctuaries. They are going to have the wrestling match. We are going to do what I think most Hoosiers would be behind, is for someone that came into the country illegally and then started committing crimes, who's going to make the case that we want them to stay? Yeah. They need to exit stage something, and quickly, and that's what the Trump administration is focusing on. Once we get that done, we'll see what they want to do next. If it's reasonable, we'll comply. Sooner or later, comprehensive immigration reform would be a discussion, but not until you secure the border tightly in the north and especially the south. Then Congress would have to step in and do some legislating to set the template for what happens next.
And we spoke with the FOP president, I believe, last week, and he made it clear, and we also heard from the IMPD chief, that's something they feel is not their job. They're not against the people that are doing it, but they feel like that is not the description of an IMPD police officer. When you hear that, what is your thought?
So probably most that would be in our state are going to be in the more populated areas, even if you took it proportionally. Most county sheriffs are going to be eager to help with whatever the chore is. Your more urban areas are going to probably have a little different point of view philosophically. But I think in a state like Indiana, if it gets to where the feds are making a real case, hey, we know there are folks there, it's clear, here's the information, we'll see how they react with places that maybe made statements. I mean, just in Hamilton County, the sheriff's office gave a different point of view. And here we've heard what the city has said, and I think we'll see how it goes. At least Indiana, since it hasn't been harboring and bragging about it and saying come here, our job's going to be a lot easier than the places that did that. That's where it'll get interesting, and that's going to take a while to root it out, to get those folks out of the country. And he won with that as being a strong mandate. And even in the blue states that declare themselves protective or sanctuary, I'm going to guess more than 50% of their citizens would want criminals that have committed a crime, and some of them egregious, not to be part of your community.
What a novel concept.
I mean, that sounds like a no-brainer.
Last thing here before we let you go, Governor Mike Braun with us. We were kind of talking before we started the show here. As somebody that has ran a business, when you finally get to look at the state budget, are you just almost ashamed of how much frivolous spending the state does on the average year? Like, I know you have done some cost cutting already, but it feels like there is so much waste that you guys still have the opportunity to eliminate here in the state.
So I want to say that verbatim would apply to the job I just had, the federal government, not to mention that 2/3 of the employees still aren't showing up there. And you're seeing some real horror stories from people that work there now that Trump's not going to tolerate it. All I can tell you is local governments and state governments inherently run more efficiently. And I can look back to 08 and 09 when my business was just starting to really grow. And we ran into 08 and 09, and I had to find savings as an insurance policy to get through it. We could find it in a well-run, lean machine.
Governor, is logistics and trucking and things,
exactly.
Right?
And that's an inherently low-margin business
Yeah.
that you've got to dot all your I's and cross your T's financially. State government, when you just look at how we've increased through COVID, we did some things that weren't one-time expenditures with money that's not going to be there again, all borrowed by the federal government and given to states. When you don't have competition that's driving the dynamic and consumers are holding you accountable, that's not really an analog to government. So here we don't have the printing press in the basement like the feds do.
Yeah.
We do have a balanced budget amendment, thank goodness. But on a $22 billion budget annually, just think if I'm going to find 5% the first year for sure, that's $1 billion. And that finances a lot of tax relief or good ROI from things that we may need to spend a little money on. That's where I'm going to look for the first dividend, and I think I'll find it over this next year.
The State of the State address is tomorrow, 7 p.m. We will air that here at 93 WIBC right after our program. Governor Mike Braun, as always, we appreciate you joining us here on the show.
Governor.
My pleasure to do it.
Matt Bears in the WIBC Traffic Center.
Yeah, Hammer, eastbound 70 stop and go traffic, Harding Street to Meridian, Illinois. Inbound 69 slows from West Street to Meridian Penn. Northeast side, eastbound 465 slow roll from Allisonville Road over to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Want expert tax prep? Jackson Hewitt will give you $100 to switch. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms and JacksonHewitt.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
47 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. More Hammer and Nigel show coming up next.
Of Omega XL.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Nesselthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo.
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Ken Mears, founder of Great Healthworks, the maker of Omega XL. Folks, if you're searching for an answer to your daily aches, pains, and soreness, then try Omega XL. It's a natural product sourced from a green lip mussel. This oil extract is one of the most powerful, natural joint relief super oils in the world. This one-of-a-kind extract is not found in any other product, and it's backed by over 40 years of clinical research, showing that Omega XL provides relief from joint pain due to inflammation. Stop living in pain. Inflammation is controllable, it's manageable, and it's fixable. Importantly, Omega XL is small, easy to swallow, with no fishy aftertaste. And it works. We've put over 20 years into this quality brand, ensuring that Omega XL makes a difference in your life. Try it, and you won't be disappointed.
Call now for Omega XL's BOGO special, 800-607-2604. That's less than $20 a bottle. Remember, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Terms apply. 800-607-2604. 800-607-2604. Or OmegaXL.com/news.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
The crew at LD Smith Plumbing has deep roots in Indiana. Unfortunately, most of the trees around here have deep roots too. And if it isn't roots in your pipes, it's a water heater ruined by sediment. No matter the plumbing problem, we'll show water who's boss. So if you need a new water heater, call us today and save up to $300 on a tankless water heater or $150 on a storage water heater.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Attention Indianapolis residents in need of care at home. If you need assistance with daily activities, you can receive in-home care from a loved one that lives with you and they get paid. Through Medicaid with no cost to you, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care at home in Indianapolis and they get paid instantly. This is 100% free to you. Call now to check your eligibility. It can be your daughter, son, a close relative, or trusted friend helping you with cooking, transportation, laundry, and other activities in your own home. You get the help you need and your caregiver gets paid instantly. Freedom Care has over 7,000 five-star Google reviews and is a leading choice in Indianapolis for in-home care. If you have Medicaid and want great care from a loved one that's free to you through Medicaid, go to freedomcare.com or call 463-262-0024. 463-262-0024. That's 463-262-0024.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local, well-trained expert you can trust like Family Heating and Air Conditioning? We'll find that American Standard air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
They see me rolling, they hate it.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
And I can't wait to go bowling, man. Second annual Red, White, and Bowl with Hammer and Nigel, brought to you by Jack Daniels. Damn it.
Let's go!
That's happening at Woodland the very end of February. It's a beer sample Friday, February 28th. It was a party. It sold out last year. It was for charity.
Raising money for Hoosier veterans. The money stays in Indiana.
And we're doing it again this year. You got to go to WIBC.com. Just go to the events page. It's actually on the top of the main page. We'd love to come party with you.
Yes.
And it's for everybody. It's for people that want to have fun. There's a couple teams that were taking it seriously.
Right.
I think we had the winner of last year's tournament is coming again for free.
Right. They want to defend the title. Yeah. So if you're competitive, get a group together and go after the winners of last year. But if you're like us, and you just want to get there and enjoy that pizza buffet and have some drinks from Jack Daniels, have some beers and have a good time, you can do that too.
The Attorney General's people were there.
They were.
Todd Rokita's people. Todd wasn't there, but his people were there. And they know how to party.
They did.
They were rowdy.
And you and I, Nigel, we kind of go lane to lane and just, have a good time and talk to everybody. So absolutely, buy those tickets right now. You can buy a full lane of 6. So if you've got a team already, your office, or maybe it's people you went to school with, your buddies, whatever. Buy a full lane. You guys get that locked in. But if you're an individual, maybe you and a friend, just buy 2 tickets, and we will absolutely put you in a lane with some other Hammer and Nigel fans, and we're going to have a good time and raise a lot of money for charity. All right, going to take a little break here. Went a little long with the governor. If you'd like to respond to anything you heard Mike Braun say, you can hit us up at Hammer and Nigel, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the YouTube chat. We're easy to find. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You know that Andy Moore Ford is the place to go for your car, for your truck, for your SUV, or your electric vehicle. And now you know that Andy Moore Ford is the only place to go for your commercial and fleet vehicles as well. Business owners, listen to me. You've got a fleet, right? You got the work trucks, you got the work vans. I don't know the configuration you need, but Andy Moore Ford knows how to make it happen. At Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, they have got the biggest Super Duty inventory in the whole state. Over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground and ready for you and your business. And you could save thousands on medium medium, and heavy-duty commercial trucks because Andy always gives you more. Andy Moore gives you more. It's funny, but it's also true. With an expert team and a fast turnaround, they know how to keep your business moving. Talk to Andy Moore Ford today. Medium to heavy-duty F-Series trucks, they've got you covered. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R.
I love Andy.
AndyMooreFord.com.
I fall in love with you more every single morning.
Babe, you're my favorite.
My heart belongs to you.
At Shane Company, our fine jewelry says it all without saying a word. This Valentine's Day, give a gift they'll love. We have pieces you can personalize or classic gifts that are ready to go. Shop our collection of meaningful gifts, like necklaces engraved with flowers and a message of love. Or give timeless diamond studs or a stylish 14-karat gold chain. We have so many romantic gifts, no matter your budget. Just call us Cupid. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
I'm Patrick McCaffrey, basketball player at Butler University. In 2023, I stepped away from the game and got professional help when anxiety started to overwhelm me. If you're having a mental health crisis, assistance is available for you too. Just call the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, where a trained specialist will give you immediate support. That's what helped me, and it can help you too. Call 988. When you need someone who gets you, they got you.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's not going to be cold enough anyways. 46 degrees with completely clear skies above the monument. No rain to worry about on your radar. Tonight's low down to 32. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 332. You might be wondering when portions of Indiana will get snow again.
We're not out of the woods for snow for the season, but at least for the next couple weeks, it looks like we should stay above that freezing mark where we would need for snow.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says you can expect some rain to show up later this week, likely starting Thursday. The highest amounts of that rainfall expected to be roughly 2 inches. That's in southern Indiana where that could fall. A Central Indiana Sheriff's Office is partnering with ICE through a program that allows deputies to help enforce federal immigration laws locally.
Oftentimes when a detention happens or a detainer is issued by ICE, if they're not able to show up within 48 hours, then the person is released.
Chief Deputy John Lowe's announced at a Monday news conference that he will lead a new immigration commission to oversee deputy training for the program. In the first White House press briefing in President Trump's second term, new press secretary Caroline Leavitt says the relationship between the White House and media will change.
We welcome independent journalists, podcasters, social media influencers, and content creators to apply for credentials to cover this White House.
Leavitt claims trust in the media is at a record low and cited a Gallup poll in the process. Maintaining the roads that you drive on is costing more every year. Ryan Hedrick reports on a new bill being considered at the State House to cover that cost.
One part of the bill would raise your food delivery bill by as much as $1, letting counties charge extra when you order from places like DoorDash or Uber Eats.
And I just find it hard to believe that 50 cents on top of those fees would be cumbersome. I've heard that, I will hurt food deserts.
Republican Jim Pressel wrote the bill. He says it could raise nearly $200 million for road repairs in the next couple of years, but people against the bill say it's just another unnecessary tax. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:33.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
The traffic at 335. Here's Matt Bear.
Inbound 65 stop and go traffic 21st Street to Meridian Penn. And that's coming in on a 4-minute delay. Eastbound 70 slow from Harding Street to Meridian, Illinois. North side eastbound 465 slow from Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. A 14-minute delay right now. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Transform your bathroom with Dream Baths by B. New tub or shower conversions can be installed in as little as 1 day and financing as low as $99 a month. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine today, a bright, beautiful day, but it is going to be a bit gusty at times with those winds near 20 and 25 miles per hour. Highs today are 44. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
He has been a writer for some of your favorite programs, including The Late Show with Dave Letterman. You can find him on Twitter at @NotKennyRogers. Jeff Boggs is here. How are you, my friend?
Boggs.
I am doing great. And Allison, thank you for that play-in music. The Rosé from Blackpink, Apatapate. Nice work.
I have no idea what anything.
We're just kids. We're kids who love the new music.
Yeah, that might as well have been in Swahili. I've got nothing. So where were you last week? We missed you last week. You were working, actually.
I was working. I can't talk too much about it, but I was shooting what's called a sizzle reel / pilot for an idea for a TV show that I had a couple months ago.
Now, a pilot, for those who aren't like TV savvy, this is basically just an audition, right? It's a show that might happen.
Right. They basically, you have to shoot one of those to prove that you can shoot a series. So it's here in Indiana. A cable network really liked the idea. So last week we were shooting it in 5-degree below weather. So we picked a great time to do it. It was crazy. It was insane. Hopefully it goes so we can all talk about it and we can have the cast in here. But
I'd love that.
Yeah, it was really cool. So now it's the editing process, and you send in a 6-7 minute reel, and the network, everybody huddles around a screen and comes up with ridiculous notes. And
do you do all that yourself, or do you have like a team?
Editing with a company in LA, the production company's in New York, so thank goodness for Zoom. But yeah, it's exciting.
And so people are still pitching to networks. I mean, in terms of like, not Netflix, not streaming, not, NBC, CBS. I guess they're all streaming too, though. At some different level.
Yeah, everything.
When you say network now, I feel like it's a different meaning than it was in 1995.
Used to mean NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox. Now, you have cable networks that are bigger than the big networks.
Right.
USA Network. Some of these, Paramount and TBS. Those are bigger than ABC at some point. So,
Jeff Boggs with us. So you were telling me that you had to make a drive yesterday. You went to, what was it, West Virginia?
I did. I think people listening, just got to hear from our great governor and how exciting that was. And now here I am telling a story about going to West Virginia with my parents yesterday. but it was an exciting drive.
Which we met at the live show when we were at the Ale Emporium.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I haven't seen you guys since then. My mom was ripped. She was hammered.
Thank you so much for bringing you and your family and everybody. You guys had a full table.
We had a full table. They had an incredible time, and they were kind of starstruck by you guys, but it was fun. So anyway, yesterday, my dad calls me up and he goes, "Hey, do you mind helping me pick up a car?"
Sure,
a new car that he was going to get. And I was like, "Sure." Where is it? Down on Shadeland? Is it in Greenwood? He goes, "No, it's in West Virginia." So what I did was I put the
That's a power move by a dad right there.
Yeah, West Virginia, the state.
Do you have plane tickets, Dad? Are we flying?
That's what I was thinking, but where do you fly into? So anyway, we got in the car at 8 o'clock in the morning, drove the 230 miles, basically to where Buffalo Bob's house was in Silence of the Lambs. That's what it looked like. And there was some weird
It puts a lotion on its skin.
She's a big girl, right? So we drove out there. We get to this weird Ford dealership on the Ohio River, kind of by where the Mothman was. So the whole thing was weird, right? He picks up the car, and then I drive his car back. My mom's there too, by the way, for comedic effect. She's telling jokes, and we're having a great time. So
she have a bottle of Hammer Nigel tequila in the back with her.
Great. Oh, that's been gone for days.
Okay, sorry.
So we picked the car up, and it was great. And we're about to head back, and there's a Bob Evans. And so we're like, we should go to Bob Evans because that's where Bob Evans was founded.
Really?
Southeast Ohio. We drove on the Bob Evans Highway. Like it's called the Bob Evans Highway. So
you're just like me when I go to Corbin, Kentucky, and I go to that first KFC.
It's when you see the signs, like I want to live in Tick Ridge. There's a place called Tick Ridge, and I'm like, that'd be cool to say you're from there. So we stop at Bob Evans, and I got a bone to pick with those people. Very nice. Average age inside the Bob Evans, 93. Maybe
average
93, low 90s. So we sit down.
The customer or the employees?
Every single person.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone there. Yes. But it was beautiful. It was nice. And so all I wanted was the sampler. It's a $6.99 sampler. So the Christine, the waitress, comes over, and I go, I would love to order the sampler, but can I substitute the egg for maybe an extra piece of bacon?
Oh, boy.
And she just stops and she looks at me and she goes, absolutely not.
Gave you a death stare.
And I couldn't, I was shook. I didn't know really what to say.
One egg.
Yeah, and I panicked and I'm like, I'll just take the hotcakes then. And it totally changed my order. And then I go, oh, and of course you know this about me. I go, and a large Diet Coke. And then she comes back with, will Pepsi be okay?
Ooh, is Pepsi? I don't know this about you. Is Diet Pepsi okay? No.
Listen, Pepsi and Coke, that's like calling up a country radio station and saying, can you play some Merle Haggard for me? And they say, would Luke Bryan be okay? No, I need the Coke.
I was waiting for it. I knew there was a Luke Bryan reference coming somewhere.
You knew it was coming. But anyway, so I end up with the Diet Pepsi and hotcakes. And, we left. We were walking out of Bob Evans, and Christine comes over and goes, would you like to bring home a quart of soup? And I said, no, Christine. No, I would not. And we took off. So.
A quart of soup?
Yes.
Wow. I don't think I've ever been offered a quart of soup
But it was a great trip. It was very fun with the parents. Having moved back from L.A., it's so fun hanging out with them. Everybody got along for the most part.
Yeah, there's nothing more than I'd love to drive to Virginia for 8 hours on a Tuesday.
With your parents.
With my mom and dad. Or when Monday.
My mom
what day is this?
Yeah, my mom texted me this morning at 8 a.m. She goes, we were in West Virginia yesterday. I'm like, yes, we were, Mom.
It's like time stood still.
It was awesome.
I'm going to play you a piece of audio here, Jeff. This is something we shared yesterday. It's from, maybe you've met her, working in your line of work. A young lady by the name of Selena Gomez.
Uh-oh.
She has been on Disney movies. She's been a recording artist.
Hotel Transylvania. My kids love those movies.
Sure. And now she's very, very upset that ICE is going after her people and children.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children.
Now, point of order, she did delete that shortly after what the kids call being ratioed to hell. Ugh. So curious as to what you think.
Well, listen, okay, full disclosure, I've been to Selena's house. We did a dance show for Disney Channel. Used to have a show called Shake It Off when Zendaya and the red hair girl, I forget who. Anyway, we were doing a dance competition, and I had to go to Selena's house.
Pippi Longstocking?
Yeah, no, it was
Shinsaki.
No,
Bella Thorne.
Bella Thorne. Thank you again,
look at
Allison. Allison and I know the kids.
Off the top
lingo.
rope, it's Allison.
Bella Thorne.
She's
so anyway,
also a star on OnlyFans now, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to go to Selena Gomez's house just to shoot like a quick 1-minute thing. She was going to wish good luck to 2 of the girl dancers. You walk into that house, and this is 8 years ago. She's doing just fine.
Sure,
like, you know, we're talking maybe an $8 million house in Los Angeles. So I always, when I hear her crying, or I see Kimmel crying, or, you know, you see AOC at the border crying, no one's stopping them from giving these immigrants money and helping them.
Or sheltering them.
They can say, okay, well, we've arrested 10,000 this week, so let me see my bank account. Just under $1 billion. So why don't I give them $100 million to make their lives better? They never do it. Like it never even occurs to them that instead of tears, maybe they want actual cash. So I think the whole thing is so bogus. And
it is.
It made her kind of look stupid.
I always remembered when it was either DeSantis or Abbott from Texas, or maybe both, dropped the migrants off on the front porch of Kamala Harris. And I thought, what a missed opportunity for her to set up tents, buy $1,000 worth of pizzas, and, you know, turn the table, so to speak. They didn't do any of that.
They wanted no
You know what I
part
mean? You know
of
what I
that.
mean? Like the optics would have been great for the vice president. Oh, okay, you're going to drop these people off at my house? I'm going to set them up. Well, I'll put up tents. I'll buy him food, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
none of that happened.
They were going to do Martha's Vineyard too, and Michelle Obama's sitting there with a shotgun, going, "Get off my property."
Could you come back for one more segment?
Yes, sure.
Jeff Boggs with us. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bayley Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here, and if you're ready to start the new year taking care of you, then my friends at Hope Plumbing are here to help. For the month of January, get softer skin and hair, spotless glassware, take better care of your home appliances, and save money with a $200 off any new water softener. Let's celebrate the new year with the gift of soft water and ditch annoying scale buildup, failing appliances, and rough skin and nails. Call my friends at Hope Plumbing today.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Why not start 2025 with a great new deal from Tom Roush Lincoln? Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, now $12,000 off, and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. So start the new year with a new car from Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP 104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP 61,695. Offers good through January 31st, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state, back and forth, dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then, 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Matt Bear's got to look at the roads.
Inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic 29th down to Meridian Penn. North side, eastbound 465 slows from Keystone Avenue to I-69 for a 7-minute delay. On the west side, crashing 10th at Lyndhurst and Dandy Trail at Sauk Lake Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, sunshine, 47 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Jeff Boggs with us here on the Hammer and Nigel show.
Boggs.
Boggs. I'm surprised that you showed up today. I thought you would be at home celebrating the 40th anniversary of We Are the World hitting the market.
It's a big day. You put the tree out. You put the tree out. You get all the decorations out.
The We Are the World tree.
The 40-year anniversry.
No
listen,
kidding.
to me,
wow.
We were all little kids back then. Allison, you weren't even born. But that was, has there ever been a group so powerful, musicians who defined so many generations?
Menudo. Good night,
Possibly,
everybody.
Possibly.
Good night.
But yeah, I was a huge fan. I was a huge Michael Jackson fan as a kid, huge Lionel Richie. So I don't know if any of you have seen the documentary on Netflix.
It was awesome.
The Greatest Night in Pop.
It's really good.
I need to watch it.
It's maybe one of the best things I've seen in a couple years. It really walked through how that all happened, how tough it was to wrangle these huge personalities, and then also like the quirkiness of, we were talking during commercial break, Waylon Jennings walking out midway through the song going, I don't speak Swahili.
Right. Because Stevie Wonder wants to do a verse in like Swahili, and at that point, that broke Waylon Jennings.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I'm out.
Who was managing that whole thing?
It was Lionel Richie.
Was it Lionel Richie that was kind of
Quincy Jones, but Lionel Richie
producing, managing?
He was the guy, and there were so many odd moments like that still don't make sense to me. As a Christian fellow, I know a bit about Scripture, and then I hear Willie Nelson go, "Has God shown us by turning stone to bread?" Nowhere in the Bible does God turn stone to bread. Like I was going through all the books, and nowhere does that happen.
Stone to bread.
You have Kim Carnes, who I love the idea of when they hand her the words that she's going to sing. She goes, "Okay, when we." Good? Are we good?
And that's a wrap. Thanks, Kim.
So she was incredible. Michael comes in and just, brings the house down because he was the hottest thing going. And then the whole backstory about Prince.
Right.
Prince was supposed to be in there. It was supposed to be Prince and Michael going back and forth. And Prince just didn't show up.
Well, I think there was a little rivalry with Michael, right? They both wanted to be the headliner. It was like Manning versus Brady. And Prince was like, you know what? Keep your stupid little fundraiser. I'm going to go do some Erotic City stuff.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then you think about how in the world. So this is 1985, whatever it is, January 28th, 1985. How was Madonna not in that?
Right.
She was the biggest thing going. And a Hoosier, why in the world was John Mellencamp not in it?
Why was Dan Aykroyd in? Like, no Madonna, but Dan Aykroyd is there. Was he representing one half of the Blues Brothers? Was that it?
Well, there were a couple other just celebrities.
So funny.
But,
I need to watch this thing.
Yeah. Oh, you got to watch it. It's for anybody. It is so. It so encapsulates what it was like growing up in the 80s. There's a shot of Kenny Rogers driving up to the studio in his Chrysler Laser that is just awesome, and he's full on Kenny. Just driving himself. So
right.
It was awesome.
And you end up feeling a little bad for Lionel Richie as this thing goes on, because he's trying to get this done. He's got like 24 something hours to get this done. It's the middle of the night. Stevie Wonder wants to do the stupid thing in Swahili, and poor Lionel Richie's just like, Stevie, shut the hell up. Can we please just do it in English? And
yeah, having executive produced a lot of shows, you have to deal with everything. And so I really respected how people would have ideas, and he just looks through them and goes, maybe. But the one thing that We Are the World proved to us, today's music sucks. I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah. I'm at the age now, and I told Nigel this the other day, I am my dad. Like, they came out with the list of Oscar-nominated films, and I always remember my dad going, oh, hell, I don't know any of those damn things. I don't know any of these damn things other than Wicked, and that's only because my wife hates the concepts because she likes The Wizard of Oz. And the whole concept of Wicked does not make sense to her because in Wizard of Oz, it was a dream. Therefore, there's no backstory of people being mean to each other in Oz.
Dude, I'm telling you something. I'm sorry, Allison. There's a song about a girl that wants to go to a strip club. Do you know what I'm talking about, Allison? Somebody's got to know this. There's a girl that wants to go to a strip club.
Thriller.
No, my daughter was singing along with it on Alexa the other day.
Oh my, I don't know.
But it was like a nice, had guitars in it and stuff. But the subject matter was like, I'm going to go dance at this strip club, and my mom's going to be disappointed at me.
It's like Katy Perry reminding
Chapel Rowan.
Yes, Chapel Rowan.
Yeah, she's a famous pop star right now.
That's it.
It's like Katy Perry teaching all these kids. Teaching.
Hold on. What's the name of that song again?
Pink Pony, which is also the name of the strip club she performs in.
Okay. The name of the song is Pink Pony.
And that's the song my 10-year-old daughter was singing along with.
Yeah, Lionel Richie would have cut that out right away.
Follow this man's work on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Deer Creek, at Not Kenny Rogers. Jeff Boggs, thank you, my man.
Jeff. Thanks, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know, that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Where can you kick off the new year with big savings on gig speed? Only with Xfinity, now through January 30th. Get gig internet at home for $25 a month for 1 year when you add an unlimited mobile line, which connects you to gig speed Wi-Fi on the road. Act fast today and save more than $650 over AT&T and Verizon in your first year. Plus, hurry and take advantage because right now you can also get a free 5G phone with trade-in. So save big and stay connected to what you love with fast gig speed internet and mobile. From home to hotspots, this new year, it's all about gig speeds and big savings. Don't wait and get gig speed internet. Spend less green and switch to Xfinity. Go to Xfinity.com/gig savings to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon Fiber Gig Plus 1 Unlimited Welcome Line and AT&T Fiber Gig Plus 1 Unlimited Starter Line. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's our 98th annual New Year's sale. Save 50% off on all Lazy Boy and Indiana-made Smith Brothers of Bern, plus an extra 15% off when you pay cash or get 3 years interest-free financing. Every sofa, sectional recliner is on sale only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus with free delivery.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Get ready. WWE's Royal Rumble is coming to Indianapolis. And Wheatley American Vodka, the official vodka of WWE, is bringing WWE superstar Damian Priest to the new Kroger on Fisher Station Way in Fishers this Saturday morning from 9 to 11. Damian Priest will be there signing bottles of Wheatley American Vodka and taking photos with fans. You can enter to win tickets to WWE Royal Rumble at Lucas Oil Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Must be 21 plus to enter or consume alcohol. Wheatley Vodka, 41% alcohol by volume. 82 proof. Produced by Buffalo Trace Distillery, Frankfort, Kentucky.
B-Ring
ringside for WWE Night with the Pacers.
Nembhard to the goal with a layup.
Score a special ticket offer when the blue and gold look to take down the Pistons.
Turner blocked the shot. That's number 1,000.
It's WWE Night with the Pacers on Wednesday. Get a Tyrese Halliburton WWE bobblehead and a ticket to the Pistons game for just $20. This exclusive offer is available only at Pacers.com/WWE. Pacers, Pistons, Wednesday at 7.
Coming up in 2 minutes, it's going to be at least a few weeks until you get more snow, and the bird flu is spreading in Indiana, impacting the price that you're paying for a dozen eggs at the grocery store. That's coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
The first line of defense for the homeland. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem just telling staff the department will do everything it can to protect the American people.
I am thrilled that President Trump trusted me with this job.
Adding she was asking for the job.
I said I would like to be the Secretary of Homeland Security, sir, because it's your number one priority.
During pre-dawn hours, Noem was in New York City with ICE agents as they expanded a mass deportation of illegal immigrants that Democrats and advocates criticize as cruel. The Trump administration facing multiple lawsuits over a pause on federal grants and loans.
The president does not get to decide which laws to enforce and for whom. When Congress dedicates funding for a program, the president cannot pull that funding on a whim.
New York's Letitia James and other Democrat attorneys general plan to sue, arguing in part they've been frozen out of Medicaid reimbursement systems. The White House says there's been an outage on the Medicaid website portal, but that Medicaid payments are still being processed. And the broader pause is intended to review spending policies and does not include direct assistance to Americans.
Social Security benefits, Medicare benefits, food stamps, welfare benefits, assistance that is going directly to individuals will not be impacted by this pause.
White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt as House Democrats call an emergency meeting tomorrow focusing on how they can respond to this pause. Several groups representing nonprofits and others have already filed a federal lawsuit. And we're just getting reports a judge has now ordered a hearing on the group's motion for a temporary restraining order. A partial rebound on Wall Street. The Dow up 136 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
And it's going to be a few weeks. 46 degrees and sunny in downtown Indianapolis. You've got nothing to worry about on your radar. It's completely clear. Your low tonight down to about freezing. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. You'll have to wait until next month for some more chances for snow.
We're not out of the woods for snow for the season, but at least for the next couple weeks, it looks like we should stay above that freezing mark where we would need for snow.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says you can expect some rain to move into the state later this week, likely starting Thursday. Southern Indiana is going to get the worst of it, possibly 2 inches down there. You could pay more for DoorDash and Amazon deliveries if this new bill passes. Here's Ryan Hedrick.
The bill has many parts, but one would add about 50 cents to $1 to your delivery orders to fund road repairs, which keep getting more expensive every year. This woman represents about 10,000 businesses and says these increases are bad for business.
The introduction of a county option retail delivery fee applied to a broad range of transactions seems like a veiled tax increase, which would likely be passed on to consumers.
The Roads and Transportation Committee met on Monday but did not vote on the bill. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A bird flu outbreak has hit a farm in Jackson County. Because of that, nearly 3 million egg-laying hens have had to be killed. Denise DeReer Spears with the Indiana State Board of Animal Health tells Swish TV the state is constantly testing birds.
That is happening a lot because chickens lay eggs every day, and so there's truckloads of eggs that are moving every day, so testing has to happen every day.
The American Egg Board says the industry's lost 40 million egg-laying hens in the past year. Because people keep buying eggs at the grocery store, the price of eggs keeps going up. It's called supply and demand. And while nitrous oxide does have its medicinal benefits, some people are using it for some other reasons. Sasha Nixon reports on a not-so-good recent trend.
The Indiana Alcohol and Tobacco Commission says some convenience stores and gas stations across the state are apparently selling nitrous oxide to people who wish to abuse it. Indiana State Excise Police Superintendent Matt Strittmatter notes that some sellers are only offering nitrous oxide tanks for sale upon request, and they occasionally even instruct buyers on how to use the substance for intoxication. Sasha Nixon, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
If we are truly the racing capital of the world, we want our audience to be more reflective of the world around us. And Radio 1 has been a great partner in helping us do that.
How can a partnership with WIBC serve your business?
I'm Michael Kaltenmark, Senior Director of Marketing for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and proud partner and client of Radio 1.
Diversity.
Radio 1's diverse reach not only allows us to get our message in front of a diverse audience, but then also gets those folks interested as we look to invite more diverse audiences to the track to join us, to let them know that the Speedway is open to them and that they're welcome there. And they've been a strategic partner in helping us achieve that goal.
Deliver your message to the audience that matters.
We've been able to attract an even larger audience and fill the Speedway with more people because of our partnership with Radio 1.
Text business to 71007 to take your advertising to the next level.
Radio 1's right there with us in the trenches.
Get results with WIBC.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison inbound 65. That's stop-and-go traffic 29th Street to Meridian Bend for a delayed time of 3 minutes. Just a 3-minute delay on eastbound 70, ready from the south split back to Harding. Crash on the east side, Washington Street at Franklin Road. Crash west side, Dandy Trail at Salt Lake Road. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green, get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com for 75% off your first service and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. TRUgreen.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine today, a bright, beautiful day, but it is going to be a bit gusty at times with those winds near 20 and 25 miles per hour. Highs today are 44. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go at on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
Major John Lowe's from the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office joins us. Around the country, we've seen ICE raids take place in Chicago, L.A., San Diego, Denver, Atlanta, among other places. And then yesterday, news came out that the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office is becoming the first law enforcement agency in the state of Indiana to participate in a program to fight illegal immigration and kind of partner with ICE. Major John Lowe's, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show. Tell us a little bit about the decision of coming to the table and partnering with ICE.
Well, thanks for having me today, guys. Just a little bit about the 287G program. It's a collaboration with ICE and local law enforcement, and it will allow some of our officers to perform limited immigration functions within the confines of our jail. So this is a jail-based program. It applies to illegal aliens who commit crimes and end up in the Hamilton County Jail. And, we want other residents to feel safe about reporting crimes and cooperating with law enforcement because, again, this is focusing on those who commit crimes and then are brought to our jail and are here illegally. Why we did this is we've had some failed policies that have led to unsecured borders and ultimately increases in human trafficking and entry of drugs like fentanyl into our country, and we've seen an impact here locally with that. In 2024, we booked into our jail over 500 non-U.S. Citizens, and 77 of those had an immigration detainer. 13 of those ended up getting released for some reason before contact with ICE. And these individuals went to our jail for a variety of things from OWI to theft, burglary, strangulation, resisting law enforcement, criminal confinement, sexual battery, unlawful carrying of a handgun, and more. And we wanted to be a part of this program because we want to make sure these individuals are held accountable And communities that have participated in the 287G program have seen a reduction in serious crime by removing these individuals engaged in criminal activity. So we want to focus on criminal, illegal aliens whose actions put our community at risk, and we want to collaborate with ICE to make sure those people are removed so we can keep our community safe.
And Hammer, it's strange to me that there are other cities, other communities that aren't cooperating with ICE, that have these same kinds of problems that the Major was just talking about, but yet they won't report them to the immigration authorities. And it's almost head-scratching to me. I don't see why this is so controversial. Do you, Major?
No, I don't. I think it's, it comes down to public safety.
Yeah.
And we absolutely, that is what we are tasked with, is to keep our community safe. And when we have individuals that are committing crimes, we want to hold them accountable, whether they're here legally or illegally. Now, if they're here illegally, then we communicate with ICE because we have an avenue to remove them from our community and to help keep our community safe. That way we're not continually dealing with that same person over and over. So I'm not really sure what that is. And maybe they just misunderstand what the program is. And this is really a jail-based program. This is not going to be our officers out in the field just running into someone and asking for their immigration status. These are people that are committing crimes, and then we interact with them at the jail.
And I'm so glad you said that because, again, there seems to be a messaging battle of some of the anti-Donald Trump, left-leaning media outlets want to create this image that evil ICE agents or those rotten Hamilton County Sheriff's officers are going to be running into schools, grabbing girls and pulling them by their hair down the hallway and throwing them out of the country. That's not what we're talking about here. You just rattled off some of the people that are in your jails. Those are some pretty heinous charges.
Absolutely. And, I think some of that messaging is people don't have all the facts, or maybe, like I said, they've misunderstood the program. And, we are about removing criminals that are here illegally, and I think that's the important message. Like, I've seen, comments about, like, what if I'm in Target shopping or something like that? Are they going to come and get me? No, it's not about that. And, or we're not coming into schools to find out if someone's here illegally. This is someone that's committed a crime.
Yes.
We are, going to, when they come to the jail, work with ICE to have them removed.
Major John Lowe's, Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. I'm assuming that when there's different circumstances, say like the FBI needs maybe some local help on some sort of gang that is operating within your county. Is this kind of the same idea? Like, okay, we have this thing happening here. We got the feds coming in, but we need your help too. Is this the same sort of thing?
Sure, it's similar for sure.
Okay.
Like, we would help any federal law enforcement agency. We would help any agency in Hamilton County or surrounding if they need our assistance. We would do that. And so this is a program that allows us to work with them in order to basically help them out. For instance, if a detainer is issued and ICE is not able to get here within 48 hours, currently we would have to let that person go. But with this, we will have officers that are deputized that have specialized training and equipment that will allow them to identify and then serve this detainer, and then that person would become a federal inmate, and we would keep them until ICE gets here, and then we would be reimbursed for any of that expense past that 48 hours.
Major John Lowe's with us from the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. Major, last thing here before we let you go. Who's going to be training your officers that are going to be helping out with the ICE agents? Is it the ICE agents themselves?
It is an ICE program, so we would receive training. Initially, I think there is trainings that we can send to or provide to our officers, depending on who we select, depending on what their responsibility is, between 8 hours up to 4 weeks of training. And then also we would get just some equipment that would help us be able to identify and confirm identities of individuals that are, here illegally.
Major John Lowe's, Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. Major, hey, this is a big deal. I know there's been a lot of feedback one way or the other on your decision to do this, but keep us up to date on everything that's going on up there, okay?
Yeah, we absolutely will. And, we're doing this to keep Hamilton County safe.
Thank you so much. You got it. Producer Allison is back, and I think it's time for a little mood music, Nige.
Hit the road, Jack.
Big news out of CNN.
Is there really such a thing?
Jim Acosta is out.
Oh, no.
The longtime antagonist to President Donald Trump. Sounds like he didn't want to accept being demoted to the midnight air shift.
What was going on there?
Well, CNN's shaking up the lineup, right? Those dirtbags have been in third place for years, and they're getting beat by like the Home and Garden Channel, SpongeBob reruns on Nickelodeon. So they're trying to shake some things up a little bit. So that includes getting Jim Acosta off of their air during an important ratings time.
Man, he was such a weasel.
Just
bad
a
at his job.
swarmy
and
weenie.
He disappeared after Donald Trump was after Joe Biden was elected, I feel like, too.
Right.
He was still a part of CNN, but he disappeared because he was kind of a star during those pressers with Donald Trump. Disguising he would disguise a question as a monologue as a question.
Right. As Joe Biden once said, he's a one-horse pony. The only thing he could do was troll Donald Trump, right? You're a one-horse pony. So he is out. The two parties agreed to, quote, part ways, even though CNN was like, you're on at midnight or you're not on at all. What say you? Well, I'm not going to take the midnight shift, so contract has expired. So that's how this played out.
I got to tell you, that's a mistake. Well, what's he going to go? Go the Don Lemon route? His route that was a disaster for X?
Is he going to go to MSNBC and be their troll of Donald Trump
I'm
now?
sure he has a non-compete. There's no way he's going to wind up on another network for a year. I would have said, yeah, well, look, okay, I'll take the midnight slot.
Right. Get on there and do the craziest midnight show CNN's ever seen.
Yes.
Late Night with Jim Acosta. Jeff Boggs could write for you. He's a late night writer. Could you imagine Boggs and Acosta working together?
I'd watch it. Or at least I'd record it.
Yeah, you wouldn't watch it. Nobody would watch it because Jim Acosta's the star of it. If you saw it on our social media earlier today, our Facebook and Twitter, thanks to the magic of AI, I was able to create a video of Jim Acosta making out with the only person who ever enjoyed his work. Himself, Jim Acosta.
Oh, gee. I'm just now seeing that for the first time. That's very disturbing. Good
Facebook,
Lord.
Twitter, it's on our Instagram story. Again, that's the only person that ever enjoyed Jim Acosta. I mean, that guy thought his farts didn't stink. For whatever reason, this low-rated little weasel just thought he was God's gift to journalism and television. There's a lot of ego in our business, right, in broadcasting, but this dude had the biggest one, and I have no idea why. So, in typical Hammer and Nigel show fashion, we are going to bid farewell to Jim Acosta with a very emotional Sarah McLachlan-style tribute.
I think Jim Acosta is a very unprofessional man. I don't think he's a smart person, but he's got a loud voice.
Mr. President, will you stop calling us the enemy of the people, sir?
Can you promise that the president will tell the truth tonight? Will he tell the truth?
Yes, Jim, and can you promise that you will?
Kellyanne Conway.
Yeah.
CNN is fake news. I don't take questions from CNN. Let's go to a real network.
Well, we're a real network too, sir.
Trump crowd here in Tampa, Florida, they're saying things like CNN sucks, go home, and fake news.
Narrator, and the crowd was proven right.
I was going to say that's the only truthful reporting Jim Acosta ever did right there.
Matt Bear, what's going on?
Yeah, looking at Sandy Trail, Salt Lake Road, that's a crash. Crash on the east side, Washington Street at Franklin Road. Looking at inbound 65, 6-minute delay from 29th Street down to Meridian Penn. This is a crash in Hendricks County, westbound 74, State Road 267 on the right shoulder, and a 6-minute delay to come with it. Also, eastbound 70, stop and go traffic on the west side, Harding Street to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by The Tile Shop. Pros get more at The Tile Shop. More selection like new wood and vinyl flooring. Options for every budget. More perks and more service like free curbside pickup. Start getting more at The Tile Shop. Visit your local showroom today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
47 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Coming up here in about 15 minutes, WWE superstar Bayley scheduled to join in. She's going to call the program. But up next, a fun round of Is This Anything? Come on back.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, Bike Shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messethorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? Debt Blue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we are so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the Debt Blue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there is absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-210-8808. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808.
Are you a translator for your spouse? Are you the one always on the telephone because your husband or wife struggled to hear? You need to check out RelayIndiana.com and CapTel, the captioned telephone. The CapTel phone allows the hard-of-hearing person to enjoy conversations through voice recognition technology, with the other person's words appearing on the easy-to-read screen. Go online to RelayIndiana.com for more information about CapTel and let your spouse enjoy their own phone calls. Visit RelayIndiana.com now.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Do it.
Big Nige, is this anything? 25-year-old guy in Texas could be facing child endangerment charges because he made a TikTok video where he used a 3-month-old baby as a snow brush to clear off his windshield. So he picked up a 3-month-old baby and was cleaning off his windshield, getting the snow off of his windshield, using the baby as like a brush or something. The good news is the authorities checked on the baby. It's fine. Here is the chief of police talking about it.
We've confirmed that it was a 3-month-old baby. It's a sad situation. You know, I know a lot of people go to social media and they're looking for clicks, but it's not a deal where you should put a baby on a windshield.
No. I'd say that's pretty good advice from the chief there in
You
Texas.
shouldn't put a baby on a windshield.
Don't put a baby on a windshield. Now, I don't know. I feel like I've seen this on Facebook, but I don't know if it's the same thing. I've seen a dad pick up his kid that's dressed in like overalls and a hat and gloves and looks like Ralphie's brother in
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
Can't put my arms down.
Yeah, like he wipes his car off like that after it's been snowing. This specific thing, I've looked for it. They blur it out. I can't exactly see what's going on. I mean, obviously the baby was not well dressed or naked or something like that. Yeah, you got to go to jail. That's child abuse. But the other one that I've seen where the dad picks up his kid and it can't be the same one. So yeah, no, authorities have knocked on this guy's door a couple times. Nobody's answering. And maybe just use a brush. Like a snow brush or something like that.
Right.
A snow
or
scraper,
maybe
a scraper.
Use your own damn arm.
Yeah.
Don't use the baby. Use your own arm.
Don't use the baby. Listen to Hammer to bring me around to my senses. Don't use the baby to put snow off your car.
Is this anything? A deputy in Florida was accused of trying to smuggle drugs onto a cruise ship in Skittles bags.
A deputy?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Francisco Melo allegedly tried to smuggle his narcotics on the cruise ship, a 4-day-long music festival, by putting them in Skittles bags. Here is the deputy accused of trying to smuggle the drugs.
Mr. Mello, you were arrested for trafficking in ecstasy or MDMA.
He was trying to smuggle MDMA in Skittles bags onto a cruise ship.
Oh, man. Trying to get some Molly on the cruise ship, huh? Yeah, I mean, that's a big problem. I mean, this is why I hate stories like this, because just it gives officers a bad name.
Right.
Deputy in Florida in Skittles bags. Nice try. And you would think he would probably know a more efficient or a more low type of way to get those things past security.
In his anus.
Anus, right?
I mean, come on, you're a deputy. You know where to hide the drugs at. You've probably been studying this your whole life. They're going to look in the Skittles bags. Nobody wants to look in your anus.
There is a low-risk way to get ecstasy into the cruise ship, and it's not Skittles bags. It's, according to Hammer, your anus.
Allison, you just got back from a cruise ship. Did you do any drugs? Did you see any drugs? And if you were going to smuggle drugs, would you use your anus?
It's funny that you mentioned that. The first thing they do when you get on the line, they make you put your bag down, and they had a drug sniffing dog. He couldn't even got
I thought you were going to say they make you put your butt up there and they sniff your anus.
That's round two. I wonder what he did with all those Skittles.
The same people that were screening, people in China for COVID are now on cruise ships checking to see if you got any Molly in the old back door. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
After what?
Jewelry Graham, it's your friends at Shane Company here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. It's the most romantic day of the year to give and get fine jewelry. We have expertly crafted gifts for every type of sweetheart. For the one, we'll help you propose with the dream engagement ring. Come see our wide selection of hand-picked natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. In stock and ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Or maybe you'll fall in love with the natural, colorful gemstone. At Shane Company, we're known for our sapphires in every color of the rainbow. We have options for every style and budget. Get creative and design a custom necklace with meaningful charms, including 14-karat gold letters, engravable hearts, and birthstones. Our mother-of-pearl heart-shaped collection makes a perfect gift that's ready to give. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty, everyday competitive prices, and no-pressure shopping experience. Come see us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Mark Dietel is the only local Indianapolis real estate expert I trust with the sale of my home, and I would trust Mark and his team to find me a new home as well. Look what happened with Crystal in Franklin. She was moving to Kentucky and needed to move fast. When she got the Mark Dietel marketing plan, she was blown away. The plan worked. Crystal got full list price in the first weekend. Just like that, Mark and his team got it done.
Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That is what separates Mark Dietel from the competition. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today. At least start a conversation. 317-755-4232 or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Warming up, sunny and 46 degrees downtown. All clear to radar. 32 is your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:31. If you're tired of all this cold weather in Indiana you've been getting the last couple of weeks, here's some good news for you.
Maybe even approaching 50 by the end of the work week into the weekend. So definitely much warmer than we had been seeing earlier in January.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says rain is possible Thursday and into Friday, but he doesn't expect a lot of severe weather, just a whole bunch of rain. Questions and uncertainty at federal agencies after a memo to freeze funding from the Trump administration. Here's Fox's Jared Halpern.
A memo from the Office of Management and Budget ordering departments to pause all federal grants and loans will not impact aid Americans rely on, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says.
It means no more funding for transgenderism and wokeness across our federal bureaucracy and agencies. No more funding for Green New Deal social engineering policies.
But Leavitt says the freeze will not stop spending on Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and federal food assistance programs. Democrats in Congress say the freeze is already impacting some aid programs. They called the spending freeze unconstitutional. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
A bird flu outbreak at a farm in Jackson County is why 3 million egg-laying hens nearly have had to be killed. Denise DeReer Spears with the Indiana State Board of Animal Health believes the flu is being spread by migrating birds like ducks and geese.
Particularly late winter, early spring. We'll see it in the late summer, early fall migration. Those are the highest risk times when that virus is on the move.
Spears tells Wish TV that humans are safe because poultry meat from infected flocks does not go into the food supply. However, you're not safe from supply and demand changes, which can lead to price increases. Maintaining the roads you drive on is getting more expensive by the year. A bill at the Indiana State House could raise your food delivery bill by 50 cents to $1, allowing counties to charge extra on order from services like DoorDash and Uber Eats to help pay for those infrastructure costs.
And I just find it hard to believe that 50 cents on top of those fees would be cumbersome. I've heard that, I will hurt food deserts.
Republican Jim Pressel wrote the bill, which he says could raise nearly $200 million for road repairs by next year. The Roads and Transportation Committee did not vote on it during Monday's meeting. And the market bouncing back today. The Dow finished in the green by 136 to 44,850. The Nasdaq up by 391 to 19,733. And the S&P 500 up by 55 points, closing the day at 6,067. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:33.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
The traffic at 4:34. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Harrison going from Indy to Brownsburg, westbound 74, crash at State Road 267. And that has us backed up to Ronald Reagan Parkway. Delay time running about a half hour. Eastbound as 70 from the west side, stop and go traffic from Harding Street into the south split on an 8-minute delay right now. Inbound 65, stop and go 29th to Meridian Penn for a 5-minute delay. Looking at a crash on the south side, South Fort Road east of Emerson Avenue. East side crash, Washington Street at Franklin. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Above average temperatures stick around for tonight into Wednesday. Tonight, we're falling in the low to mid 30s. Slightly breezy with mostly clear skies lasting through Wednesday. Wednesday in the mid 40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Role model.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
The city is coming alive. It is on this weekend, the Royal Rumble with the WWE.
Yeah.
And joining us now on the hotline, the former WWE Women's Champion, the defending Royal Rumble winner on the ladies' side. She's the role model, Bayley. How the hell are you, Bayley?
Bayley.
I feel so much pressure when you say I'm the defending Royal Rumble winner. It's like I haven't looked at it that way, and now I really need to win.
You know what? As somewhat of a gambling degenerate, Bayley, I think this is the time for it. The Chiefs have gone back-to-back here in Indy. Joseph Newgarden won back-to-back Indy 500s. I think the time is ready for a back-to-back Women's Royal Rumble champion.
I mean, I think so. It's never been done. You know, there hasn't even been 2 of the same Women's Royal Rumble winner, and Cody just did it last year, so, I mean, I'm a little inspired. I don't see why not.
So how is the prep for the Rumble? Because last year, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you set the record for being in that match the longest, like over an hour on your way to win that thing? Like, you're on the road a bunch. Like, when I go on the road, I eat Taco Bell, I eat donuts, and I'm just a big fat ass. You're on the road all the time. How do you prep for something like this?
Well, I eat all that stuff when I'm home. No,
there you go.
Last year I was in the Rumble match for an hour and 3 minutes. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't even realize that until I got to the back. But these matches are so unpredictable, and it's so hard to even train for it. But I will say that I do feel in better shape this year than I did last year. I've just been taking my cardio and my health a lot more seriously, and I think because I want to go, I want to do this back to back. I want to last long. If I need to last an hour and 5 minutes, I will, and I know I'll be ready for it. It's a very crazy match to get ready for. You don't know what number you're going in at. You don't know who's going to be in there with you when you get in. But yeah, preparation is pretty nuts.
And I'm at the stage in my life, Bailey, where I injure myself sleeping. It hurts when I wake up in the morning. Like, for you, what's it like when you crawl out of bed in the morning?
And so I honestly was playing basketball last night before the show, and I tweaked my back. I'm like, what the hell? And it like lower. It was like 8 feet. You know, it wasn't a full 10-footer. I was trying to dunk, and I just, like, tweaked my back. So I'm like, dude, I can't do these things anymore. And tonight I have a match on NXT wrestling a couple 23 and 24-year-olds. So that's going to be fun.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I know you played high school basketball. I think you were the captain of your team, and you just mentioned you were hooping it up yesterday. So what would bring you more joy? Crossing up Liv Morgan, breaking her ankles on the court, or putting Rhea Ripley through a table? Which one would bring you more satisfaction?
Whoa, I'm going to have to say breaking Liv's ankles. I feel like, she's a little big head these days. She deserves it. And Rhea, I don't even know if I can lift her up right now. I might have to keep training for that.
WWE superstar Bayley here on the Hammer and Nigel show, getting ready for Royal Rumble this weekend in Indy. Take me back to when you were a kid. I mean, did you ever think in your wildest imagination you'd be fighting for back-to-back championships? Were you the kind of kid that was jumping off the top of the couch into a pile of pillows? Were you watching the WWF, as it were, back in the day? Talk a little bit about your journey to where you're at now in your career.
Yeah, I started watching since I was at 10 years old, and as I became like a teenager, once I hit like 12, 13, I already knew I wanted to do this. So it was already like my path, it was already my dream, and WWE was like my end all be all.
Yeah.
And but growing up, as a girl watching wrestling, they didn't have the women's Royal Rumble matches at the time, so I didn't even it wasn't even in my mind like that I want to be a Royal Rumble winner one day. It was just, man, the Royal Rumble match is one of my favorites. I love when they point at the sign and all the fireworks go off and it's WrestleMania season. Like, I've always had that feeling around Royal Rumble, but up until 7-8 years ago, we never had the Rumble match. So the fact that we finally have it, like having new dreams of one day being in it and one day, and then the next year wanting to be in there longer than the year before and all that stuff, these are all new dreams. But as a kid, all I wanted to do was make it here. All I wanted to do was make people feel the way I felt watching wrestling. And that's what I've always tried to carry with me, no matter how many championships I win, no matter how many WrestleManias I'm on, whether I go back-to-back winning the Rumble, I just want to make people feel how I felt watching as a kid.
Bayley, how big of a difference is having a full football stadium make for the work that you do? Because you're on the road so much, and some stadiums are bigger than others. This weekend, Lucas Oil Stadium, home of the Colts, 65,000 plus are going to be there making noise, cheering, counting down. Like, when it's a hot crowd, when it's a big hot crowd, does that help?
Oh yeah, that is like what we thrive on, and it's breathtaking. Like walking out there for the first time. First, you go out there when it's empty and no one's in there yet. It's very intimidating, but when you walk out and make that entrance, it's breathtaking to see a sea of people all there for one reason, and it's just humbling. It's special. It makes you feel small and big at the same time. But sometimes in those big arenas, like, it's a little hard to hear because it's so big, the sound just goes everywhere. But I do remember last year in Philly, like how loud they were for me specifically to win that match. And so I'm expecting it to be just as loud this year, if not louder, for their excitement for the Rumbles. Like, Rumbles are just special. Everybody brings everything they got. And it's, like I said, it's WrestleMania season. So they're always really hyped.
Now, have you been inside Lucas Oil Stadium before? Because I was looking for a picture of you to promote on our social media. And if you go through like all the Google images, there's one where I think you're standing outside of Lucas Oil Stadium with a 49ers jersey on. So I was wondering, have you ever been into the Luke before?
No, I haven't, but I don't remember that picture. But no, I haven't been inside yet. So I'm really excited.
Okay, so again, this Saturday, the Royal Rumble, Lucas Oil Stadium. Bayley, our guest, is the defending champion. Before we let you go, last night, watching a little WWE Raw, I see you getting a little lippy with Rhea Ripley, and then there's this awkward little stare down with Io Sky. What the hell is their problem?
Well, yeah, exactly. What the hell is the problem? I was just in there to give Rhea a little bit of a heads up, like, hey, I'm on Raw now, so if I win the Royal Rumble again, that means I'm coming after you. And that was actually a goal of mine last year. I was planning to, because she was the champion at the same time, I was planning to go after her until Io Sky, the woman who rudely interrupted my nice walk backstage, had turned her back on me, so I ended up challenging her. So it's kind of weird to be in the same place I felt like I was last year. I know Io and I have a lot of unfinished business. She's not happy about me beating her for the title last year at WrestleMania, so I'm sure she's got her eye on me this Royal Rumble.
And I'll be there on Saturday, Bayley. If you're wondering which one I'm going to be the fat guy yelling. So just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey. You know what? I'm looking through my pictures right now, and I typed in Lucas Oil Stadium, and I did go to a Niner and Colts game, so that makes sense.
Okay. There we go.
Back in 2017 with Titus O'Neil.
Okay, because at first there I thought, damn, she got deep faked or something. Somebody photoshopped her at a game or something. Man, have a great time in Indy. Have a ball on Saturday.
Yeah.
Beat some of these chicks. Throw them over the top. And we're going to be looking forward to it, Bayley. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Take care, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
I'm telling you what, man, if you drink vodka and you have not tried Barkeep vodka yet, you're missing out. It is the cleanest vodka ever. I'm talking the smoothest we've ever tasted and a much better value than almost all the other top shelf vodkas.
You will not find a better vodka at a lower price. Made in Indy, distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. These guys, all about local. They truly have the best vodka on the market. Pick up a bottle of Barkeep vodka anywhere spirits are sold, or go to barkeepvodka.com.
Hi, this is Denny Smith, and the holidays are gone, and it's time to get your house back to the clean you love. And Zerorez is doing their part to help with their best offer of 24% off all their cleaning services. All of them. Floors, tiles, carpets, rugs, upholstery, even your air ducts. Don't miss this deal. Get it all Zerorez-ified with a 24% off January sale. Look, this is the best Zerorez offer I've ever seen, and it won't last long. The Zerorez pros know how to get your carpets and floors and rugs and upholstery and ductwork too really clean. And they can help you deal with the deeply embedded dirt, dander, and allergens, not to mention the pet stains and some of your stains. The game changer is the patented ZR water that uses no soap, leaves no residue, and there are no harsh chemicals because they just aren't needed to get things really clean. I just love these folks. Just call them, mention WIBC, get 24% off right now. Call 317-388-5141 or book things online at ZerorezIndy.com.
Howard Bayley Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment or text Carmel to 888-2621-104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
If you recently lost health coverage due to a life change, healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it was there for Marcus when he lost his job, and Keisha when she turned 26 and lost her parents' insurance, and Elena when she went off Medicaid. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov today to see if you're eligible to enroll. Limited time to enroll. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
B is offering 1 bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
37. That's how many people we need to give us a thumbs up on the YouTube stream.
Is that all?
To get us to 100. So if you're having a good time with us, do us a favor. Hit the like on that WIBC YouTube stream. Gets us to 100, and that would be awesome. Sexy people, patriots, everybody and in between, go to the YouTube stream and hit like. All right, Matt Baer, what's going on with our roads?
All right, looking at a crash. This is westbound 74 Ronald Reagan Parkway. Has us. It's actually State Road 267 backing us up to Ronald Reagan Parkway. The front of the line starting to clear out a little bit. We like to see that. At the moment, a 33-minute delay, but that should dissipate. Looking at inbound 65 stop and go from 21st Street to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 74-minute delay from Harding Street into the South Split. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Transform your bathroom with Dream Baths by B. New tub or shower conversions can be installed in as little as 1 day, and financing as low as $99 a month. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine 46 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And Nigel, I think the very first major news event that I remember in my life was the Challenger exploding.
It's the anniversary, isn't it? Yeah.
39 years ago today.
I was in 6th grade. Yeah.
I was in school, and they brought the TV on the cart in. And if you remember, this was the shuttle that had a teacher on board.
Sure, yeah.
One of our teachers at South Grove Elementary was a finalist to be a part of that.
Oh, you're kidding.
Our computer teacher, Miss Gumbert, I remember her name. She was a finalist to be selected to go up into space. She did not win. Krista McCullough was the winner. So she was this civilian teacher going on board the space shuttle. And unfortunately, the space shuttle exploded.
Well, I mean, after a minute, I think, right?
It was
maybe 60 to 70 seconds?
Up in the air for a little while, and then just exploded. And we were all in class. And the teacher, who was the finalist but didn't get selected, she started crying.
Oh, boy.
She broke out in tears because she knows that could have been her, maybe. But that's the first breaking news I ever remember as a kid. This was President Ronald Reagan addressing the country that evening.
Today is a day for mourning and remembering. Nancy and I are pained to the core by the tragedy of the Shuttle Challenger. We know we share this pain with all of the people of our country. This is truly a national loss.
And you can't, I can't watch there's been documentaries about that. I can't watch it just because there's footage of people that know the astronauts, the people that know the teacher, the families, that kind of, you see what's unfolding right in front of their eyes, and you're like, I can't watch somebody experience that.
If you ever go to the Kennedy Space Center down near Cocoa Beach in Florida.
I'd love to.
I did the tour of that place.
I'd love to see that.
It's a fascinating tour, seeing all the stuff, but there is an area where they talk about, they don't shy away from it.
Sure.
They talk about the failures, and there's debris from a series of accidents, whether it was the Columbia, whether it was the Challenger. The thing that just weirds me out, they had like the front screen of the Columbia. The Columbia also had a situation where it exploded upon re-entry. And I just think to myself, what were these people thinking when they looked out that window knowing that all hell was breaking loose?
Did they know? Or did it just all of a sudden end? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm sure at least for a second or two, they had to have known something's not right here. So, yeah, if you ever go down to Cocoa Beach, take that tour of the NASA facility. It's totally worth it. The ups, the downs of space travel. It's a great learning experience here.
See, that's why I'm not going on one of those, Amazon dong-looking things.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Or
Bezos' wiener rocket.
Yeah, or SpaceX, for that matter. I'm just not... I've seen reality show guys and stuff my kid watches. They've done it before, and it looks pretty amazing. Nah, I'm good.
I can leave that to the professionals, right?
Plus, most people pay hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it.
Remember when that kid from NSYNC wanted to pay $1 million to go up into like an actual space shuttle or whatever it was we still had back then?
Really?
Lance Bass, was that who it was?
Oh, they should have sent him. No, I don't remember that. Whatever. I'm not interested in that. Those things are only a few minutes. It looks spectacular. I've watched. My son loves the reality guys. Dude Perfect. Do you know who Dude Perfect is?
I do not.
They make the crazy basketball shots.
I've seen those. Okay,
but they've turned it into just a monster reality thing on YouTube. And one of the guys got to do, I think, the Amazon one, and it was pretty amazing. But I just don't know. Maybe if it was free, I could do it for free.
Hey, free trip to space. Like all of a sudden, like you're hitchhiking. Hey, who wants to go to San Francisco? Like in Forrest Gump, and Jenny gets in. I don't think they're passing out free trips to the International Space Station.
They did it for those guys because it was for, a platform. But whatever.
Free trip to space. Anybody takers? Just split on gas. Coming up here in just a little bit, right after 5 o'clock, State Senator Aaron Freeman will join us. He is one of the folks behind Senate Bill 324. Now, he's calling for some very controversial things, Nige, like tougher sentencing for repeat offenders and higher bail for repeat offenders.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I know.
Oh.
How dare he? How dare you? We'll talk to him coming up next on the Hammer and Nigel Show.
American Standard Heating and Air. They are built to a higher standard. I would know because I use nothing but the best. I use American Standard equipment at my house, and I also use American Standard dealers. In fact, here's Hammer to tell you about one of those awesome American Standard dealers located in Central Indy.
B&W HVAC, Plumbing, and Electrical. Join B&W's Premier Club today. Stay ahead of breakdowns and costly repairs. Premier Club members receive routine maintenance, priority scheduling when the weather gets crazy, and yes, exclusive discounts. Call B&W and ask about the Premier Club today. 317-214-0108. That's 317-214-0108 or visit bplusw.com. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-210-8808. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808.
Wealth-changing question. Are you keeping as much of your investment gains as possible? High taxes can erode returns quickly, so you need a tax-optimized portfolio. At Creative Planning, our money managers and specialists work together to make sure your portfolio and wealth are managed in a tax-efficient manner. It's what you keep that really matters. Why not give your wealth a second look? Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
IT professionals, don't choose the wrong recycler. Choose technology recyclers for complete guaranteed data destruction. Why put your data at risk? You work too hard to experience a data loss by selecting the wrong recycler. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up in 2 minutes, you may have to wait a while before you see snow in central Indiana again. Why you may want to know about a new bill in the State House regarding road funding. And Sasha Nixon reports on the dangers of laughing gas. That's coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You are listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
A federal funding feud ramping up quickly. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Democratic state attorneys general say they'll sue over a pause on federal aid.
The president does not have the unilateral authority to indefinitely pause all federal financial assistance under any circumstance.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta, the Trump administration says that's not what's happening. Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House.
A memo from the Office of Management and Budget ordering departments to pause all federal grants and loans will not impact aid Americans rely on, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says.
It means no more funding for transgenderism and wokeness across our federal bureaucracy and agencies. No more funding for Green New Deal social engineering policies.
But Leavitt says the freeze will not stop spending on Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and federal food assistance programs. Democrats in Congress say the freeze is already impacting some aid programs. They call the spending freeze unconstitutional.
Democrats also argue it's part of a broader power grab.
Donald Trump has done a lot of bad things in the last week, but nothing's worse than this.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, House Democrats plan an emergency meeting on this tomorrow. Now, some nonprofits and other groups have already sued over this freeze, and we're just getting word a judge is now blocking it, at least for now. 3 controversial Trump nominees are heading to confirmation hearings, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be health secretary.
Kennedy is drawing the most fire. Some Republicans have concerns, but most Democrats don't think that Kennedy should be anywhere near HHS.
Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. Kennedy meeting with some senators today and not answering questions from reporters about a letter to lawmakers from his cousin, Caroline Kennedy, calling him a predator who's addicted to power and urging that he not be confirmed. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
No snow for a while. Sunny with temperatures in the 40s downtown. All clear with the radar. Low of 32 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Plenty of the snow that fell in the last few weeks in Indiana has melted since the start of last weekend, and it could be a while before you get any more.
It's hard to say when that next snow chance is going to be there, but as we get in through February, we're likely going to see another push of cold air at some point.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service is certain you won't see any snow this week. Temperatures could rise to the 50s in a few days. Maintaining the roads you drive on is costing more every year. Ryan Hedrick reports on a new bill being considered at the State House.
One part of the bill would raise your food delivery bill by as much as $1, letting counties charge extra when you order from places like DoorDash or Uber Eats.
And I just find it hard to believe that 50 cents on top of those fees would be cumbersome. I've heard that, I will hurt food deserts.
Republican Jim Pressel wrote the bill. He says it could raise nearly $200 million for road repairs in the next couple of years, but people against the bill say it's just another unnecessary tax. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC, Mobile News.
Nearly 3 million egg-laying hens had to be killed because of a bird flu outbreak in Jackson County. Even though it's the largest outbreak since the state first started seeing cases of this specific bird flu strain back in 2022, it's not supposed to be a risk to your health.
The food supply is safe because eggs and poultry meat from affected flocks don't go into the food supply. Poultry is tested before anything ships to go to market anyways.
Denise DeReer Spears at the Indiana State Board of Animal Health tells Wish TV the source of the bird flu is coming from migrating birds like ducks and geese. It's one of several outbreaks currently across the country, and it's one of the factors impacting the price increase in eggs. You've heard of drugs like weed, cocaine, and pain medications that people use recreationally, but what about laughing gas? Sasha Nixon reports on a concerning trend.
While nitrous oxide has clinical and medicinal purposes, such as sedating patients, it can also be used to intoxicate or create a high, but applying it in this way is illegal. Unfortunately, many convenience stores are apparently selling nitrous oxide to people who wish to abuse it. The Indiana Alcohol and Tobacco Commission says Indiana State Excise Police have discovered an alarming trend of this activity. So, to address this issue, the commission recently issued notice to more than 8,000 tobacco sellers in the state. Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
A radio lead is a serious lead, and our sales percentages reflect that tremendously.
How can a partnership with WIBC serve your business?
My name is Jim Williams, and I am the owner of Galaxy Concrete Coatings.
Qualified leads.
I think it was about 2004 that I was approached about radio advertising. Didn't really think it was going to help me much. But the interesting thing is over a period of 5 years, it got stronger and stronger every year. We have like 10, sometimes 20 different ads that we're running.
Deliver your message to the audience that matters.
Radio is the first thing we start with because you do get calls that you can set leads and create sales from.
Text business to 71007 to take your advertising to the next level.
We close like 40% of a radio ad. We close like 20 to 25% of our other mass media ads. I mean, that's a home run.
Get results with WIBC.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, I'm looking at southbound 65, a 6-minute delay on the way to the north split from 29th Street. Eastbound 70 on a 7-minute delay from Harding Street to the south split. Crash on the south side. This is Southport Road east of Emerson Avenue. Crash on the east side, Washington Street at Franklin Road. Northwest side, northbound 465, slow roll 86th Street up to 865. Eastbound 465, stop and go traffic from Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69, slow before and after 106th Street. And looking at southbound 31 down from Carmel, that's stop and go traffic 106th Street to 465. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. It's time to ditch big wireless. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Above average temperatures stick around for tonight into Wednesday. Tonight we're falling in the low to mid 30s. Slightly breezy with mostly clear skies lasting through Wednesday. Wednesday in the mid 40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
State Senator Aaron Freeman joins us. He is behind Senate Bill 324. And Senator, correct me if I'm wrong, but this bill has the crazy idea that there should be a little bit more of a penalty for violent and repeat offenders. Do I have this correct?
Whoa.
Well, let's even be more radical than that, shall we? Let's just presume that before you're going to let a violent repeat offender out for a second time or a third time or a fourth time, that they should see a judge before doing so. Let's be even more radical than that.
Okay. Now, we're kind of joking here, but this feels like it's common sense, right? And it's something that we talk about all the time on this show. The revolving door of the justice system, the low bail for some of these violent repeat offenders. I think it's ridiculous that it's at the Indiana State House, that it's taken this to address this issue. But so far, what seems to be the response to your bill?
Yeah, guys, and thanks for having me again. It's always a pleasure to be on. Look, sometimes you see these things, right? There are swings in the criminal justice system, and sometimes the pendulum goes, too far one way or the other. In my humble opinion, we've just gone too far, in the lenient side of the world. And by the way, this bill is not targeting anybody charged with a misdemeanor. It's not targeting anybody a level 6 felony. It's not targeting anybody, the 99% of the humans walking the planet that are great people, right? This is targeting the 1% who are out continually doing crime, being a menace on our society, doing this time after time after time, and they seem to never just get the message. And at some point, I think, right, we have to, and if it comes from the legislature, fine, but we've got to say enough's enough. And we need to work with our judges, which I'm very committed to doing, to try to bring some proportionality to this, and at least make it to where these folks are not just getting out on a schedule, that a judge is going to sit on the bench and read the probable cause and look at this person's criminal history and say, okay, you've been arrested 3 times in a week. Maybe I shouldn't just let you out on an OR and have you come out back for the 4th time.
And that's not what's happening. When you say things like schedule, Senator, when you say we started out this conversation saying, well, we need a judge involved in the first couple of these things. Can you expand on that aspect of it a little bit?
And guys, please know, look, I've been in this a long time, right? I mean, I was on the council for 6 years. And look, by and large, you've got people in the criminal justice system trying to do the right thing. Most people are good people trying to do the right thing. We used to have a thing called the Arrestee Processing Center, right? There was a judge 24 hours a day sitting on a bench getting through people that were arrested in Marion County. Well, a different political party than mine decided that wasn't a good idea, took that away, and then we've gone to other things, right? So there's not a judge sitting on a bench 24 hours a day. So you got to have some method to, what's the determination for people to stay incarcerated or not? So I just respectfully disagree with some of the ways that is occurring now. And again, from a minimum position, I know we were joking about it at the beginning, but some of these people, I mean, when you're charged with murder or really harming somebody, threatening to harm somebody, doing physical violence to people, like these are people that I would hope we could all agree there should be a moment of pause and put them in front of somebody wearing a black robe to say, should these people be back out on our streets?
And Senator, you're right. We should all agree with that. But you know as well as I do, there are going to be some folks, even in the legal system, that have a problem with this. Can you take us through, what's the argument against your bill? What are you hearing against your bill?
Well, so we heard the bill today in committee. I chair the Corrections Committee in the Indiana Senate. And there were some that were saying things like, hey, we have to respect people's due process rights. I mean, gentlemen, I think hopefully we all agree. I don't want anybody that's not guilty locked up for 1 minute. I mean, somebody that's innocent shouldn't be locked up and should have their day in court. And there are times where good people are charged with something that they didn't do, and we have to have a method to get those people in the system and out of the system as quick as humanly possible. I don't want somebody innocent sitting in jail for one second. However, on the other end of that pendulum are people that, again, are back for the umpteenth time, and it seems like our system's not very effective at keeping those people behind bars, and clearly, in my view, those people should be behind bars. So obviously we need to weigh due process rights. We obviously need to weigh getting people in front of a judge so that they can have their day in court. my bill just says within 48 hours of an arrest for a serious offense, a violent offense, they're going to see a judge. And that's really all the bill does. It's pretty simple.
Would that involve having a judge available 24 hours again?
It doesn't have to. So the 48-hour rule some have interpreted that. Look, we're not literally going to have 48 hours. It's 48 business day or 48 business hours. So if you're arrested on a Saturday, unfortunately, you're going to sit there until Monday morning. On some of these things. And look, and again, if you're innocent, that sucks. And I get it. And that absolutely is not something that, should happen routinely or to an innocent person really ever. But if they're arrested, at least a judge needs to be on the bench and read the probable cause and see what is going on. And again, I've tried to be very narrow in targeting folks that are repeat violent offenders. So obviously you have Rick Snyder on all the time. Rick does a great job. Rick testified in committee today, did a great job. There are folks that agree with Rick. There are folks that disagree with Rick. The point is law enforcement's working their butt off to keep us all safe. We should give them an assist and help them out a little bit.
And I'm reading that this bill that you presented passed out of the Senate committee with an 8-1 vote. 8-1 is pretty good because that means you've got bipartisan support as well, right?
That's right. And I was grateful to have, a Democrat on the committee vote for it. Happy to have his support. Thankful to have it. It now goes, look, unfortunately, this bill's got to go to the Senate Appropriations Committee. It just means it has a fiscal attached to it. So it means, keeping people in jail longer. We do increase the penalties for dealing in meth and fentanyl. Both of those drugs obviously are having a tragic adverse effect in our community. So this doesn't at all target the people using the drug. It simply targets the people dealing the drug. Those people need to be put in prison for a very damn long time, in my opinion. And so the bill increases the penalty for that up one level on each of those drugs. And I think this is going to get wide bipartisan support in the Senate. Hopefully it passes out of appropriations next week, goes to the floor. Hopefully we can get it out of the Senate, and then the good, fine people in the House will deal with it.
State Senator Aaron Freeman. Senator, please keep us up to date on this bill because I think there's a lot of people interested in this. A lot of people could be helped by this bill. Please don't be a stranger. Keep us up to date.
Anytime you need me, let me know. Thanks, guys. I love your show.
You got it. Thank you. That is State Senator Aaron Freeman right there. Senate Bill 324, legislation that increases minimum bail for violent arrests and repeat violent offenders. This should be common sense, right? This should be a bipartisan issue, but I think we all know there's going to be some folks that fight that. All right, Matt Baer, he's in the WIBC traffic department. Matt, what are we looking at?
Inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic after 106th Street down to 82nd. Looking at inbound 65, slow before 21st Street down to Meridian Penn. Just a 6-minute delay tonight. Eastbound 70 stop-and-go from Harding into the South Split. South side, eastbound 465 loaded before and after I-65. It tapers off after that. Northbound 465 on the northwest side slows from 86th Street up to 865. Had a crash on the east side, Washington Street at Franklin Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
45 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. A fun round of Are You Okay With This coming up next.
2025, it's a new year, and it's going to be a new you with Exercise Inc., especially if you feel like you're too busy to exercise. You have way too much on your plate to be healthy. That is a load of garbage. I felt the same way when I started training at Exercise Inc. years ago. My wife felt the same way. She just started last year. It's helped us lose weight, build muscle, and it gets us the physical activity, the strength, the movement that our body needs, that our body craves in a private 20-minute workout. That's right, once a week for 20 minutes with Exercise Inc. These are private studios, no mirrors, no music, no spandex, just you and your coach. By the way, your coach can help keep you accountable outside the gym in terms of adopting the 9 simple habits you need to follow to change your diet and health and eating habits and routines. It's on for 2025. Change your life in 20 minutes a week with Exercise Inc. ExerciseInc.com. ExerciseInc.com with location locations in Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in FishersExerciseInc.com.
Ken Mears, founder of Great Healthworks, the maker of Omega XL. Folks, if you're searching for an answer to your daily aches, pains, and soreness, then try Omega XL. It's a natural product sourced from a green lip mussel. This oil extract is one of the most powerful, natural joint relief super oils in the world. This one-of-a-kind extract is not found in any other product, and it's backed by over 40 years of clinical research, showing that Omega XL provides relief from joint pain due to inflammation. Stop living in pain. Inflammation is controllable, it's manageable, and it's fixable. Importantly, Omega XL is small, easy to swallow, with no fishy aftertaste. And it works. We've put over 20 years into this quality brand, ensuring that Omega XL makes a difference in your life. Try it, and you won't be disappointed.
Call now for Omega XL's BOGO special, 800-607-2604. That's less than $20 a bottle. Remember, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Terms apply. 800-607-2604. 800-607-2604. Or OmegaXL.com/news.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
It's Chimney Solutions Indiana 10% off special going on now. Chimney sweeps and inspections included.
This is our 10th year in business. To thank all of our customers, we're offering a full 10% off all services. Don't let your fireplace and chimney be a headache. Let our team help you enjoy your fireplace this season.
Call the experts. Call Chimney Solutions Indiana at 317-757-6979 or visit chimneyindy.com.
Attention Indianapolis Medicaid members. If you need assistance with daily living, you can receive a free service from Freedom Care in your own home from a loved one who lives with you. With Freedom Care, you decide who provides your daily care, helping you with preparing meals, bathing, laundry, transportation, and more. A family member or friend that gets paid instantly. It's all through Medicaid, and as an Indianapolis resident, it's 100% free to you. New to Medicaid? The Freedom Care family will guide you through enrollment, making it stress-free for patients and caregivers. With over 7,000 five-star Google reviews, we've perfected at-home care for Medicaid members and caregivers. If you live in the Indianapolis area, this service is free to you through Medicaid, and with our InstaPay app, caregivers can choose to get paid instantly. So go to freedomcare.com or call 463-232-7342, 463-232-7342, 463-232-7342.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Are you really okay?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Hammer, a woman in Alabama. The Alabama Slammer? A woman in Alabama gave birth in a Krispy Kreme parking lot. Krispy Kreme is going to give the family free donuts for a year, offered to throw the baby a birthday party every year until he's 18. Here are the mom and the dad explaining how it all happened.
It definitely slowed us down, and he was driving, so I was scared. I was thinking he was going to start panicking and start driving faster, but he did very good.
I was scared too, but now I feel like I really could be a doctor now.
I felt the baby had the red light, and so once we got into the Krispy Kreme parking lot, I couldn't stop pushing, and I just saw him sliding out, and I'm like, come grab him, come grab him.
Are you okay with the baby being born in the Krispy Kreme parking lot?
Where are they from again, Nige? Remind me.
Alabama Slammer?
No, this is nothing, because I feel like women in Alabama give birth in parking lots all the time. It's kind of what they do down there in that hellhole of a state.
Wow.
If it wasn't a Krispy Kreme, it was going to be a KFC. If it wasn't a KFC, it'd be a Waffle House. That's the way they do things in Alabama. Now, my question to you, Nige.
Yes.
Let's just say you are walking out of the Krispy Kreme and you've got one of those warm donuts. It's right off that conveyor belt thing. It's warm. It's melting in your mouth. Could you still enjoy it watching a warm woman give birth? Watching a warm woman just drop a shorty right there. Could you still enjoy your hot, warm donut?
Wait, so I'm not helping in the birth. I'm just standing there observing.
Correct. You've opened up the door to walk out to go to your car, and you see a woman just spread eagle, crowning, getting ready to drop a shorty.
No.
Could you still enjoy that donut?
No, the donut would be gone. And I would be too, actually. I'd turn around, make sure the authorities were on their way, but yeah, the donut would be non-existent.
I could still eat the donut. I paid for the donut. I've seen 2 children being born before. It doesn't freak me out at this point.
Yeah, but you weren't in the parking lot of a donut dispensary.
Well, I went there to buy the donut. I mean, that's why I was there. I'm just saying, if I was the guy that bought the donut, I could walk out, and even if a woman who is spread eagle and she's going, dropping that shorty like it's hot, I could still enjoy my donut and maybe even help her. Like, I've been in the delivery room twice. Ain't nothing going to freak me out at this point.
You're holding a donut in one hand and a thigh in the other?
Maybe. And then I would use that as leverage with the people at Krispy Kreme. Like, listen, your woman giving birth out here really ruined my experience. Do you think I could get, a free dozen?
What is wrong with this show? Oh, my God.
I could totally eat a donut after seeing some afterbirth. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's so gross.
Which brings us to great moments in donut history. This is the video where someone, I think, recorded this inside of a Dunkin' Donuts. There was some moron that didn't know what a dozen was. They thought a dozen was 50.
I want 50. I need more. 50, 50. That's what a dozen is. Not 12. You don't understand the English.
12 is a dozen.
I want more than 12.
You don't need to be rude.
Yeah, people do that all the time. Remember the Subway story? I was behind some idiot in the drive-thru at Subway.
You were?
Yes, and she did not want a foot long, right? So she wanted a 6-inch. A 6-inch is half of the foot long.
Okay.
Well, the woman in the car kept saying she wants a 1/2 inch. I want a 1/2 inch meatball. And the Subway worker was like, you mean a 6-inch? No, I don't want a 6-inch. I want a 1/2 inch. Man, we don't make a 1/2 inch. And the woman in the car got belligerent, and the poor people inside at Subway were like, I don't know how to respond to this idiot. Great moments in donut history with the Royal Rumble coming to Indy this weekend. Here is WWE legend The Rock.
Well, The Rock has one question for you. Do you like donuts?
Sure, we like donuts.
What's your favorite donut?
Jelly.
Oh, you like jelly? Well, jelly's a good one. The Rock says this. When you leave here, go down to Dunkin' Donuts, get the biggest jelly donut you can find.
Oh, no.
Hold that jelly donut up, squeeze all the jelly out, and then turn that sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass.
Great moments in donut history.
Cincinnati's famous Skyline Chili just got its own ice cream flavor.
Ooh.
Yeah, chili flavored ice cream available online and around Ohio for a limited time. Are you okay with, I'm sorry, I'm going to need to read this again. Ice cream flavored chili.
So it's ice cream flavored chili or chili flavored ice cream? There's a difference there. Which is it, Nige?
I'm not even sure the difference. I can't even believe somebody would think of this. Chili flavored ice cream.
Okay, so it's chili flavored ice cream. It's ice cream that tastes like chili.
Okay.
I love how Allison just shakes her head and laughs sometimes.
I was confused by the whole story. I'm not sure.
Either way, I'm not okay with it. I don't want my chili tasting like ice cream. I don't want my ice cream tasting like chili. Some things you can put together. Chocolate and peanut butter. You got peanut butter on my chocolate, chocolate on my peanut butter.
Sure.
The old commercial.
Sure.
That's fine. That's good. But ice cream and chili, no, can't do it. But this does bring us to great moments in chili history. From the people who brought you great moments in donut history, bring you great moments in chili history. This is what the band Red Hot Chili Peppers sound like to people who don't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Come to a leaper with the peppermint bake, the chalupas in the refrigerator. Doorknob, California, buttermilk pancakes in my eyes. Stepped on a toe, broken Navajo code. Now it's time to reiterate California. I got a thumbtack on my nutsack, pies 3.1415. Hey-oh, I don't know what I say.
That's what the Red Hot Chili Peppers sound like to people who don't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Great moments in chili history.
There's more?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this song speaks for itself. You know what it is.
Sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog, 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 chili dog, sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a dog, sucking on a chili dog, chili.
All the lyrics sucking on a chili dog. All right, I don't know how we're going to follow that segment, but we're going to try with a little caller roulette, Nige.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, yeah, baby. 239-9393. Whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about the ICE raids, if you want to talk about anything Governor Braun said on our program earlier, if you want to talk Donald Trump cabinet members, or if you want to tell us a joke, hit on Allison, make fun of Nige and I, that's fine.
Did anybody see the Mark Wahlberg movie over the weekend?
He's bald in that, right?
It's like really creepy, like he's got hair around his scalp, but like bald on top.
Wallbald.
Yeah.
Mark Wallbald. If you saw that, you can call.
I would love to hear a review of that movie.
So anything goes. 239-9393. Just keep it clean. Don't swear. And we're going to fly by the seat of our pants coming up right after we check the news with Harrison Silcox.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
It's going to keep getting warmer. 44 degrees, sunny downtown. All clear to radar. Low temps down to about freezing tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox for the Michelis Corporation. Here's what's trending at 5:30. Warmer weather's on the way this week, says Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service.
Maybe even approaching 50 by the end of the work week into the weekend. So definitely much warmer than we had been seeing earlier in January.
Updike says rain is possible Thursday into Friday, but he doesn't expect a whole lot. Hamilton County is joining a program that lets local police help enforce federal immigration laws.
The officer in the street is not going to be asking if they're here legally or not. It's when someone is arrested and brought here, then that process will start.
Chief Deputy John Lowe said Monday that if approved, the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office would be the first in Indiana to join the program, allowing ICE to give local law enforcement the green light on specific immigration enforcement duties. President Donald Trump's decision to pause federal funding is why several states are now filing a lawsuit.
We will not stand by while the president attempts to disrupt vital programs that feed our kids, provide medical care to our families, and support housing in our communities. We won't stand by while the president breaks the law and oversteps his authority as outlined in our Constitution.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta, who's co-leading the lawsuit with New York Democrat Attorney General Letitia James. The White House says the pause stops funding for diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and policies and does not impact things like Social Security, Medicare, food stamps, student loans, or scholarships. It's getting more expensive to maintain the road you drive on. A bill being considered at the State House could raise your food delivery bill by 50 cents to help fund travel infrastructure.
I just find it hard to believe that 50 cents on top of those fees would be
cumbersome. I've heard that, I will hurt food deserts.
Republican Jim Pressel wrote the bill, which he believes could raise nearly $200 million for road repairs by next year. In this legislative session, you can help Hoosier lawmakers support veterans in need by participating in an essentials drive. Sasha Nixon reports.
The Indiana House is working with Helping Veterans and Families of Indiana to compile items like food, clothes, hygiene supplies, and money for veterans in need.
Our veterans deserve all of our support, and I think this is a really symbolic effort. But unfortunately, many veterans struggle after service. Veterans are more likely to face food insecurity, homelessness, suicide risk, mental health, and substance use diagnoses.
HVAF of Indiana CEO Emmy Hildebrand speaking to the House Tuesday. Donations will be collected at the State House through March. Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
With traffic at 5:33, here's Matt Bear.
Inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic from 106th Street down to 465. We're on a 9-minute delay there. Northbound 69 slow after Campus Parkway up to State Road 13. Eastbound 465 stop-and-go on the northeast side from Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65, an 8-minute delay to the north split from 29th Street. Eastbound 77-minute delay from Harding Street to the south split. And on the south side, eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic before 31 over to I-65. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Transform your bathroom with Dream Baths by B. New tub or shower conversions can be installed in as little as 1 day, and financing as low as $99 a month. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Above average temperatures stick around for tonight into Wednesday. Tonight, we're falling in the low to mid 30s. Slightly breezy with mostly clear skies lasting through Wednesday. Wednesday in the mid 40s. I'm Wish TV, Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Buckle up. Anything can happen here.
Oh, hell yeah. Let it ride. Let it ride.
Hammer and Nigel present Caller Roulette.
Responsible radio shows have their producers screen out the calls. They know exactly what they want to talk about.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Sounds like a lot of work to us, so we just tell Allison, give us their name, and we're going to fly by the seat of our pants. Do we got the dump button ready, just in case? All right. If you're on hold, the rules are simple. No swearing, and keep it brief. Other than that, let's light this candle. Gary is up first. Gary, what's up?
Oh, Gary! Hammer.
Yes.
Gary in Columbus.
Hi, Gary in Columbus.
Got that over with.
Hey, you know what makes me sick?
What?
Trying to watch this pathetic IU basketball team the last couple years, man. It's painful. And I go way back, but I mean, especially this last game against Maryland. My God, there were so many mistakes at the end of that game when we should have had it.
Right.
Coaching mistakes, player mistakes, taking out Ballo. I mean, we needed 2 points. We end up taking a 25-foot fade-away prayer that didn't even hit the rim. And if little headband boy could have hit a free throw, we wouldn't even have needed that.
Gary, let me ask you a question. And this is what I've been asking a lot of the IU fans. If it meant making changes with the program, would you want Purdue to just beat the living breaks off of Indiana this Friday?
Oh.
You know, it makes me sick to say this, but I have to say yes.
See, about 80% of the IU fans I've spoken with have said the same thing.
Really?
Because Purdue fans were like that in football. Listen, Coach Sig, come in here, beat the tar off of us so we fire our awful football coach and we can move on. I think it's role reversal time now. IU basketball fans are like, Matt Painter, put an ass whipping on us on national television, Fox, 8 p.m. on Friday, and maybe, just maybe, some changes will happen.
I'm with you, my brother.
Gary, thank you. Let's go to Steve. Steve, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, guys, love the show. Question, Hammer, does this make me a horrible person that I always wish for a snowstorm?
Yeah. Absolutely, it does. Hell yes, it does.
Let me preface.
You're worse than Dahmer.
No.
I want to hear the reasoning.
What's the difference between a snowstorm and Joe Hogsett?
What's that?
At least a snowstorm knows how to fill in a pothole.
There we go. All right, now we're cooking. Now we're off and rolling. Now I'm in a good mood. Kevin is up next. Kevin, rock and roll.
Hammer, Nigel, hello.
Hello.
Two quick things. One, how dumb are we with this DeepSeek? All that hype about TikTok, and now we're all running to DeepSeek. And secondly, what an impractical idea to have an iron dome on our thousands of miles of coast. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, the whole DeepSeek thing kind of tanked the market yesterday, if you remember.
Today, too. I mean, it was, and we were told to check it out. I don't know what it is. I mean,
so it's basically like an AI type of thing, but it's ran by China. So for the people who were like, you've got to get off TikTok, they're a threat to national security. But hey, available on a stock market as deepfake.
And let me just say, like, if you ask the China AI version of Chinese crimes or crimes against humanity, oh, I'm sorry, we can't answer that right now. But
right. Now, for the record, the AI stuff I use is not DeepSeek.
Right.
It's other stuff, right? I saw the email come to our work today saying, hey, everybody needs to be careful with this, because I'm waiting for the moment they tell me, please stop making Joe Hogsett drink tequila. Please stop making Nigel French kiss Joy Behar. Please don't make Jim Acosta make out with Jim Acosta.
That was a personal request from my wife, actually. You stop doing that.
Ian is up next. Ian, welcome to the big show.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man.
Hey, you asked for a movie review on the new Wahlberg.
Yes.
And I frequent the movies. I go to a couple a week. I love it, but man, it's bad. I like to go to movies without knowing what's going on, without knowing anything about it, really. And I was so disappointed. At the end, I was like, who directed this thing? Like, this is bad. And then I saw it was Mel Gibson.
Yeah, it was Mel Gibson.
So I was like, holy crap. I lost so much respect for Mel Gibson. And the acting wasn't too bad by Wahlberg. And yes, he was crazy. But the other acting in the movie and everything about it was just like cheap.
Well, Topher Grace is the other guy in it. Mel Gibson, yeah, it ain't Braveheart.
No, it was low budget. It was low budget. You could tell. It's like, what can we do for, a couple $100,000?
I love how Ian all of a sudden loses respect for Mel Gibson after this movie.
Oh, it was that bad. It was that bad.
I like Lethal Weapon, but this movie was such a turd.
Yeah, but,
it takes all the Lethal Weapon away.
All the other stuff.
There were good parts in it that were entertaining, but man, just overall disappointing once you got to the end.
Wasn't it the #1 movie at the box office?
Yeah, it was, but there was nothing at the box office. It was
people are fooled. People are fooled easily.
Yeah, there was like a female comedy buddy movie, and then the rest were kids' films.
Yeah, it's kind of a slow time right now for movies. Charles is up next. Charles, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I love listening to you.
Thank you.
I just got one thing to say. I know you guys are movie buffs, and you know your comedy and you know your action movies, but hey, man, when it comes to the horror films, you need to leave it to the professionals. I am the fucking horror.
Okay.
The horror guy. I'm sorry.
And that's enough of Charles.
I wanted to know what movie he was talking about. Use the F word.
Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ernest Scared Stupid.
Like, of all the words to try to, sneak in there, that's the one, right? Like, what do they say in A Christmas Story? The mother of all words?
Fudge.
Right, but he didn't say fudge.
Well, I would have liked to have known what movie he was talking. Charles, call back next week, and I want to know what you were talking about.
Or don't. That's fine, too. Nan, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hello, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hey!
There it is.
Just wanted to tell you guys that I had a really sucky day at work today.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Go ahead. Wait.
Nan, go ahead. Let's try that one more time.
Very unfulfilling day at work today, and I was in a kind of a crummy mood, and I get in the car, and I'm ready to hear the latest political banter between the two of you, and you're discussing eating a jelly donut while watching a baby being born, and I just cracked up. I just want to say thank you for being funny.
Well, thank you, Nan. I appreciate that. She at least tried to catch herself right there. I think we got the first half of that word out, which still is somewhat problematic, but she caught herself. All right.
It was fleeting. It's okay.
Do we have any dump button left, Allison? Do we?
That is a record. I don't think I've ever hit the dump button twice within 30 seconds, and I don't even know if that works, but we'll find out.
Roger, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, you guys are talking about donuts and babies being born. A good friend of mine embalms people, and so we were in there one day, and we got hungry and decided to go to Wendy's and get a couple of Wendy's hot and juicy burgers and come back and, have dinner prior to starting the process. I wonder if Nigel could handle that.
So could you handle eating a nice, big, juicy Dave's Double and then embalming a body?
I couldn't. I doubt I could handle eating the burger.
Oh, stop.
I really doubt.
I've got very little doubt you can handle the burger. Very little doubt.
I'm not understanding what Roger is saying here. He's saying they went to get Wendy's, and then while they were working, while they were eating, it was a working lunch?
Yeah. Embalming some bodies. Having some burgers, putting some juice in a corpse. Is that wrong?
I couldn't do that, no.
It's a smell that would throw me off.
Oh,
but I bet you'd probably get used to it, right? Like, if you have BO, you don't notice it because it's your BO and you're around it all the time.
That's true. I'm used to the studio smell, so.
Right.
Yeah.
When I worked at the casino, like the first couple weeks, I couldn't get over all the bung, 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 like the sound of all the machines. It drove me nuts.
I understand that, yeah.
After about 2 weeks, I didn't hear it anymore. You just get used to it. I think smelling corpses is probably like that, too.
It's like that scene in Fletch. There's a scene in Fletch where Fletch wakes up and the guy goes, you never quite get used to the smell, do you?
Right.
He's doing the autopsy there.
Well, that was a pretty loaded caller roulette. You guys brought it.
Good
Sometimes you
Lord.
brought a little too much, but you brought it. We'll do it again next week, but we're coming back. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Recent talk about rising interest rates and economic uncertainty may have you wondering if now is the right time to sell your home. Will I get the price I need? Will it take too long? The good news, you don't have to figure this out by yourself. There's a friendly, no-pressure, experienced agent who eats and sleeps Indianapolis real estate. Call Mark Dietl. Perhaps you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Greg and Franklin had to say about working with Mark Dietl. My tenant moved out of my investment property, and I was ready to sell. I heard about Mark on the radio, and everything they say is true. In 15 days on the market, I had a cash offer I wanted on the property. Selling with Mark Dietl was fast, easy, and profitable. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, Dietel.com.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Robert Kirby reminds us to keep our air conditioners and heat pumps clear of debris.
So the outdoor equipment is very important to keep clean. We do have a lot of cottonwood trees here in central Indiana. You know, it's amazing how dirty those things can get in just one season. So it's very important to keep your air conditioner and heat pump cleaned every year.
Need help? No problem. Go to KirbyHeating.com. Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
It's time to ditch big wireless. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
By the way, new White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt knocked it out of the park today. I love that they're letting bloggers and podcasters now into the White House press briefing area. I thought that was great. And more than anything else, she was rocking out like a Jesus cross necklace today. Not afraid to show who she is. I'm all right with that, man. I am here for that. Great first presser by Caroline Leavitt. All right, Matt Baer, what's up?
We're looking in Portville right now. Northbound 69 stop and go traffic from Campus Parkway up to State Road 13. Southbound 69 slow from 96th Street down to 82nd. Inbound 65 8-minute delay from MLK down to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 stop and go from Harding Street to West. On the south side, eastbound 465 slows from I-65 over to Emerson Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, we've got mostly clear skies, 42 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And let's crank up some booze news.
You set them up and I'll knock them back, Lloyd. One by one.
We are gonna read booze news, cause it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Nigel presents
Booze News, Booze News.
Yeah.
Time for Booze News. Headline: a guy's junk froze to the ground during a drunken brawl in Canada.
That's not good.
The temperature was single digits, maybe colder. TMZ is reporting that his pants fell down during the fight. He landed on his stomach, his junk immediately, and without hesitation froze to the ground.
Was this junk wet? Was it like when you put your tongue on like a pole and it sticks? Like, was this junk wet?
That's a question that you're going to have to get into the police report for that one. Somebody had to take that down.
Where are the investigative journalists I've been hearing all about my whole life?
Someone on Facebook claimed that's not quite right. They claimed it actually happened after the fight got broken up. Cops made him lie face down while arresting him, and that's when it happened. Either way, both accounts say the man was intoxicated, hence the booze news.
So when somebody gets their tongue frozen into a pole, like normally they'll put some sort of thing around it, but there might be somebody that kind of pulls the tongue off. Do you think anybody was trying to do that with this guy?
I don't know how you get a frozen man's junk off, off the street. Like, do you pour hot water on it?
Ooh, I don't know if I'd be in favor of that.
Do you thaw it? You gotta thaw it out. That's what I would assume.
Put a hairdryer down there. Try to cook it. Making brats down here, boys. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't use a flame necessarily, but
no.
Like if I'm getting
spatula and a fork, I don't think I want that either.
So you're saying not to use any heat. You're just gonna try to peel it off?
Well, I think you try anything you've got first. Maybe somebody's got one of those Boy Scout, knives, and you try to just kind of poke the ice around it.
Just kind of slide it under there.
Right. And just gently, pull up, but also make sure you're wearing gloves, because the last thing you want is to actually touch this dude's possibly wet junk. If you're looking for a reason to drink tonight, Nige, today is National Kazoo Day.
Oh, I love Kazoo Day.
And again, I know everybody's excited. Maybe they are, maybe they're not, about Kendrick Lamar doing halftime of the Super Bowl. Like the most popular rapper today is the halftime show.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
But if you told me that the guy who has a kazoo and a ukulele would do the halftime show, I'd be fine with it. Okay. Here he is doing Europe's The Final Countdown. Here we go. Come on. If this were the halftime show, I'd be glued.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Screw Kendrick Lamar.
Would you like to hear a group of people with kazoos doing Whole Lot of Love?
Please. Some Zeppelin? National Kazoo Day, everybody.
Yes. Yes! Do not go anywhere. We have got another hour to go. You are going to hear from Governor Mike Braun. You're going to hear from WWE superstar Bayley. Come on back. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Attention Indianapolis residents in need of care at home. If you need assistance with daily activities, you can receive in-home care from a loved one that lives with you and they get paid. Through Medicaid with no cost to you, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care at home in Indianapolis and they get paid instantly. This is 100% free to you. Call now to check your eligibility. It can be your daughter, son, a close